And here he is, direct from some sort of dark dimension. Pumpkin guy.
What's up? Hey, it's Sunday. Sunday, yeah. I don't know. Back to the comic shop. What's up? Tell me
I
words.
always save the animated stuff I watch in a week for Saturday so I can have Saturday morning cartoons.
Yes.
You make up my Sunday morning cartoons.
Gotta have Sunday morning cartoons.
Nice.
It's a whole weekend of cartoons.
Greetings, PG and Jean. It's time to begin the week with a healthy dose of PG. I'm on vacation this week.
Yes.
How are you doing?
All
Alive?
right. Dude, yeah, I am alive, apparently. You're on vacation. Yes. Dude, vacation is awesome. I have vague recollections of them. I think it was just me going somewhere else to draw, but you know, it is what it is. What's up? Hey, it's Sunday. Brony, what's up? Thanos, hello. Phoenix Monroe, Zombie Snow White, Lakota Warrior, Vero Viren, Flutterdash, Branu, Zero Escape, Flutterdash, Lost Pixie, Auto Von Neck Punch, Sparta. This is Sparta. Well, that's Sparta over there. What's up? Jellybean. Jellybean, what's up? Dave Chadwick. What's up? How's it going? Lost Pixie.
Hi, Pumpkin
Spider.
Pie.
What's up? Spider, what's up? How's it going? How's it going? Yeah, hi. I'm sleep deprived. I mean, big surprise, right? But even more so than usual. It's like, what is sleep? Define for me the concept of sleep. What is it? Is it just a non-awakeness of unproductivity? What? You're covered in flour right now. I don't know. We don't kink shame here, so that's okay. What's up? Good Sunday. Hey, Circus, what's up? I don't know. People have baking
Thank
fetishes, right?
you.
Go.
77 moons. More than 6 years of insanity. Good vibes to all.
6 years. 6 years. Can we get like a real like thing over 6 years? Hold on. It's there. Yeah. Oh, all right. 6 years. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's insane. It's insane. Wolfnick, thank you. What? You got a new job? Got a new job at the post office. Apparently, it pays way more than being a starving artist. Yeah, I've noticed that. You know, job titles with the word starving in it usually don't pay well. Just an observation. Starving athlete, you know? Starving musician. Starving Marvin. You know, none of them get paid well. What was that? You're making homemade Pop-Tarts after prepping breakfast sandwiches for the freezer. Or are you feeding the freezer? I feel like you should eat those. Robots will one day rule the world. I'm fine with that. It's better than people, right? Hedgehog, what's up? How's it going? The bum 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 boom 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 circus of videos. It's just every time I see the word circus now, I just think of that BioShock Circus of Values guy. Circus of Values. Circus of Videos. Hi, what's up? Foamy will one day rule. I don't think Foamy wants the world. Foamy's given up on the world. Foamy's like, hey, it was a good idea. You know, hey, I could rule this thing and maybe make it better. And then the world is like, hey, look what we're doing. We're not worthy. Neck Budge, gifted subs. Thank you, gifted subs. Rex Laser, you got a sub. Arcadia Hedgehog, you got a sub. Thanks to Otto Von Neck Punch, punching you in the face with love. What's up, love?
Mucho gracias.
What's up? Thank you.
Hello, my Pumpkin Pie. Playing New Vegas cause it's awesome.
New Vegas.
Hell of a week. Esma Monday.
Hey.
Mom died Tuesday. Furnace went out Wednesday. Needed the weekend to just deflate.
What? Yeah, dude, that sounds like a deflating weekend. But A, 1, good vibes. 2, dude, they're supposedly working on a New Vegas 2. There's rumors. A lot of people like that one. Right. New Vegas 2. All right. That's going to be a surprise attack of good vibes. Boom. They're gone. What's up? I don't know. Again, sleep deprived. Good morning. Yes, the problem is that the world is full of people. Yeah, you can only have so many. They're like Pokemon. You know, if you fill up your Pokédex with actual ones that you own, then it's like, how are you taking care of them all? You know, eventually you have to start giving them away, abandoning them, you know. And it just crashed. Who crashed? Oh, your game. Oh, well, I don't know. You seem to be having a theme in your life. I don't know. Visit.
Outside is icky.
Go.
Good morning, Pumpkin Guy. Did you hear Rainbow Six Siege is doing a collaboration with Rick and Morty?
Oh, God. Yeah, because that's totally necessary. Isn't it just a bunch of masks, though? And I'm like, what am I going to do with that? Or in Pokemon, turn them into candy. Yeah, if we could turn people into candy, I feel like the world would be a better place. You get rid of all the bad people and then feed the hungry.
Family figured out I'm best at packing glass. I don't know how they didn't realize the hemophiliac would be, but yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, dude, you got to be careful. Oh my God. I don't like packing glass. I don't like hacking anything fragile. I can do it. I don't like the stress of it. It stresses me out. You know what I'm saying?
Lobster rolls.
Go.
Morning, Pumpkin Man. Been working crazy hours at the post office and the supermarket and finally have all day off and to know what sleep is again. How are ya?
Not sleeping. I don't know. Enjoy your sleep while you have it. Enjoy your sleep while you have it. I don't know. I don't know why I gotta be all, What's up? Hey, Max Marvel, how's it going? What are you buying? I'm not buying nothing. No, I'm still doing card game research. Yeah, I've been very prolific with the cards the last couple of days. He's got like 60 different cards made up. Not like the artwork and stuff. Yeah, you only got a couple of those done. Because you wanted to draw new art for each card rather than just...
Estelle Harris of Voices and Seinfeld has passed. A loss of a good actress.
Yeah, they were like, what, 92, 95? I don't know. When you get up to 90s, if you go at that point, it's like, yeah, dude, you had a full life. It happens. People go away. Even people that made an impression on everything. Yeah, I'm just saying. Sad, but the way the world works. Horrifying prize of Candyman can. What?
Tried the new cookie bakery popping up everywhere. Crumble cookie. Honestly overhyped and very underwhelming. Cookies we okay, not worth the money.
More pillows for
Never
the
even
pillow
heard of
fort.
it.
Hey Pumpkin and beautiful Pauline, two things when I would love to talk but I got a lot of art to draw and color. And two, my ex-girlfriend's father passed away and I wanted to see him again after coming back to the U.S.
Man.
You have chosen wisely.
Katie Hedgehog, thank
Moods
you.
and such. Hope everyone is having a good Sunday.
Moods and such. Moods and such. Thank you. Or Katie Hedgehog,
Sorry,
I don't know.
batteries not included.
De-stress. Go.
Did you take over a comic shop?
No, I'm just hanging out here. I'm loitering. We brought our own chair, though. It's blue. She has like a lot of blue and pink things. I don't know what it is.
Ooh.
Mostly pink. What's up?
Greetings, salutations and good vibes to you, yours and chat. Help, I'm stuck at work for Sunday my chat on breaks.
Yeah, but you got overtime. You got overtime, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Dude, overtime's... I never passed up overtime in my entire life. They're like, hey, dude, you want to... Yeah, I'll do it. You didn't even... Overtime? I'll do it. I'll do it. All the time. I don't think, even dude, I know it's last second Christmas. You want to do it? It'll be like overtime. Okay. They're like, really? Yes. What time you need me there? You want me to do a 12-hour shift? Good. Let's go. Oh. I don't know, because then, here's the thing. When you get time and a half, then it's like you almost feel like you're being compensated for your time. Regular pay is just kind of like, ugh, regular pay. But, dude, overtime? Overtime. At the end of the day, you made me laugh. Thanks, buddy. Hey, there you go. That works. I don't get overtime, but I'll work late just so long as the task is finally done. Yeah, I generally, at this point in my life, I don't care about other people's tasks. I got to worry about my own. But if overtime was involved, then yeah, I'll be like, hey, is it overtime? Overtime? I'll do it if it's overtime. You want, hey, overtime? I'll be there, buddy. Kind of like I know I sound like a weird city worker, but come on. Hey, I'll do it if there's overtime. Golden time, buddy. Hey, let's just go sit and not do anything like city workers do. Oh, good. Go, tell me words. There are no words associated with this. Adventure. Thank you. Adventure. Thank you.
Hey Pump. Off today. Feeling a little better.
Yay.
Winky face.
Nice. And you're off. That should make you even feel better. How's Dawn feeling?
I worked on Sunday, was double overtime.
Double overtime. Sounds like a Halo thing. They should announce it that way. Over the thing. Spider is getting double overtime. Like in a Halo multiplayer. Double kill. Dude, that would be cool. Whatever. What's up? Oh, yeah, no, Dawn's coming off of like a 3-day migraine here. I don't know. We're trying to figure out what causes them. But it's rough, dude. So I think she's in a darkened room of darkness.
This past Friday, I busted my buns all day to get one project done by myself, even though my coworker should have helped me but didn't, and we weren't finished by day's end. I went to timeout, since I was meeting
my dad for a planned dinner. My boss stopped me, expecting me to drop everything and continue working. He got ticked off when I stuck to my guns and timed out. Sorry, boss, you're not paying overtime, so I have plans and I can't. Well, that's the thing. If you have a designated shift, it's like they can ask you, but they shouldn't get bent out of shape if you have other things to do, because that's when management steps in and then takes over that role and does the job. That's what management gets paid for. Yeah, I know. I've noticed managers tend to get a little bent out of shape when they have to do the work. But I'm management. You should whatever. Do your job. As long as you weren't scheduled. Oh, man. Thank you. What's with all the working on Sunday? You would think Jesus died for nothing. Well, I don't think that was like the main reason. You know, forgive them, Father, for they work on Sunday. I mean, it's kind of... I don't know. What's up? Oh, God. Double overtime. Now I'm just going to have that stuck in my head all day. Double overtime. Time and a half.
Thank
Severance package. Go.
Thought of an interesting small comic idea that would be in the vein of the Natural Born Killers film. Something I can make short 3-panel comics, but I haven't worked but the joke structure yet.
Yeah. You know what? If it's good, it writes itself. I've noticed that. Anytime you try to force something creatively, it never comes out right. If it's good, it'll write itself.
Ooh. When I was in college working a part-time retail job, I would always cover when people asked, come in early if asked, and stay late if needed. Didn't think anything of it, until my boss pulled me aside and said
they appreciate your work ethic, but I can't keep working 40 or more hours a week, or we'll need to switch you to full-time. Just let me know if you close at 32 hours. Yeah, isn't that some crap right there? Hey, if you keep working, we're going to have to, like, appreciate you with benefits.
In the office, I'm expected to work up to 10 hours a day, and then I work at the grocery store another 4 hours after. Sounds crazy and energy draining, but at least I'll get paid a lot more and still keep my health.
Insurance. Nice. There you go. But isn't that some crap where it's like, yo, we really appreciate you being a really good worker, but don't work too much, because then we'll have to actually treat you respectfully with the benefits you deserve and all that other stuff. Isn't that some crap? That's some crap. They always do that, like, because there's regulations where if you work a certain amount of hours in the States, you have to be considered full-time, and they have to sign you up and give you your benefits and all that other stuff like they would a full-timer. So that's why they're like, oh, dude, you're getting close to 32 hours, bro. We don't want to pay you what you're worth, so stop it. You know, it's ridiculous. You know what's going to eventually happen? They're going to start, what do they call them? Freelancing people, where they can have you work as many hours as they need because you're considered freelance. You know, I'm sure there's some loophole with that. 2 words. Potato, man. Potato. Who likes potatoes? Potatoes are okay, but I got to be in French fry form. Regular potatoes, no. They got to be mashed. I hate baked potatoes. I hate them. What do? No, it's like a odd-shaped football that's really hot. I don't like it. I like mashed potatoes. I like everything that potatoes makes when it's in another form. But just a regular baked potatoes, it's got to be covered in cheese and bacon and sour cream and all that. You know, it's a lot of work. You know? That's called being a contractor. Contractor. There you go. There you go. You got to work as much as we want you to, and we're going to pay you a set salary there, and you get nothing. Wait, what? Potatoes are great in all forms. Are they, though? They're tolerable in all forms. I wouldn't say great. You ever eat a raw potato? It's not great. Let's see. Potato in mashed French fry, hash browns, or chips. Exactly. All the bad versions of potatoes. Potato land. Forgot about the great. You forgot about the great pumpkin. Go.
Legally, if you are freelance or a contract worker, the employer cannot dictate your hours. If they do, then they have to treat you like a standard employee.
Yeah. Like the legal system's going to enforce that. They'll just hire somebody else. That's the way that usually goes. Oh, God. I know. I wish it wasn't so one-sided for the employers. It should be about the employees. The independent contractor category has been challenged several times, and it is very strict requirement. So if you get labeled as such, you have a designated shift. You can sue the ever living snot out of the company. Oh, nice. So, everyone be quiet. Dawn's here. Shh. We're in migraine levels of volume. What's up? I did feed the cat. She's trying to fool you. She's lying. The cat's lying to you. Yeah. Yeah, well, cats are liars. Okay. All right, she's gone. We can talk at a moderate volume. Yay! What's up? No, for those who didn't hear, she asked if I fed the cat, because the cat has a routine every morning. It does certain things to say, "Hey, feed me," because we have to give it wet food in addition to its dry food, something different. It enjoys it, and it's still doing the motions like, "Yo, give me food," trying to fool Dawn. Cats are liars. Lying cat. Yeah, it's like when they say they care about you. I don't know. I think some cats do. Some cats are just like, you're the bringer of food and the scooper of poop. And that's it. God. Yeah, so Dawn's taking a break today. Hopefully she's going to be back on tomorrow doing her normal stream, but she had to cancel like 2. Yeah. Dude, a dog barking like 5 houses down was allowed to her. I'm like, how do you hear that? She's like, it is like thunder in my head. I was like, oh, God, that's a bad migraine. What are you going to do? So I had to do everything really quietly yesterday. You're going to eat your tots? Go on. At least I get benefits, but I know too much about the old stuff and figure out the new stuff. I don't think I can leave. Oh, there you go. Because potatoes. Why is everyone on a potato kick? What's with the potatoes now? Why? I miss you Wednesday, but when you were on Tuesday night with Dawn, it was hilarious. Oh, yeah, I was there. What am I going to do with that? Back in the comic book store, I see. Yeah, man, we're still doing our research. Collecting all the card games. What? Got to catch them all, right? I can't afford to catch them all. That's the thing. No, like I said, we're doing research. We got a bunch of cards done. There's a list that we made of what? 60-something cards, right? Playable cards, right? With the characters and everything. And, I mean, we can make up mock-ups using just old backup art, I guess, because we have so much of it. But we kind of want, like, new art on the cards. So it might be like a fitty-fitty thing, at least for the beta version of it. And we got some blank cards, so we can print out the things, put them on the cards, and actually play and just see what they do. They sell blank cards. I did not know. My God, it would have made my life a lot easier back in the day when I was gluing them to old Magic cards, trying to make my own things. As a kid, I was like, I want to make my own little Magic cards. Me. Bum, 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 bum. What? I already did the you're going to eat your tots thing. Bum, bum. Now what? Amplified Bible. Oh, yeah, do we need an Amplified Bible card? I don't know how that would work in there. No. Okay. It's really loud. No, that's not what it means. Let's see. Normal game cards and what? Classic rare cards. Classic rare. Everything. I don't want to give out too much because it's like we could work on it. Here's the thing about us, right? We could work on something for a year and last minute say, nah, I don't like this and throw it out. Okay? So don't get your hopes up. All right? So I'm gonna try to, we might do it. But for some reason we're working really hard on it.
I made my own magic cards by literally erasing what's on there. You can take a pencil erase and legit erase what's on the card.
No, we did it old school where we would make a copy of the card, cut out the little square where the picture was, or put something over that square. It was tedious process, like old school, and then to make it look really good in uniform, we would bring it to what existed at the time was a Kinko's copy center, and we would run off color copies of them. Just so they would be like all flat and then put them on a card. It was tedious. But they looked good. You still have some of them. I got to tell you, rubber cement worked a lot better back then than it does now. Dude, they still stick. It's amazing. Falsy advertising. Oh, I think it's starting to rain. Boo, boo, rain, boo. Go, tell me words. No, you're not going to do it. You're a follower. What's up? It's Mev. What's up? Thank you for the follow. I need a thank you for the follow song. You know, something with like an 80s flair. Thank you for the follow. Like, how about the McDonald guy who nobody can understand? No, not Norm McDonald. Michael McDonald? Yeah, that guy. Yeah, there you go. That'll be my new song. I'm not doing that. Let's see. Contact cement is good. Bleep. Yeah. I had to follow the talk. Felt kind of forced. Oh yeah, we do the thing because we try to get rid of bots and stuff. Because you know we're not a huge streamer, so every once in a while a bot tries to get in there like, hey, would you like to buy followers? You know, and we're just like, no. That's like viewer mercenaries. You know, I don't want that. You can't trust them because they'll just go someplace else if there's a higher bidder. Don't worry about autocorrect. I'm dyslexic, so I usually know what you mean when you spell it wrong. Oh, God. No 80s song is complete without dulcet tones of Michael McDonald. I do think that you're doing something different. Gotta do something different. Go, tell me what. Go.
So my understanding is you have a card game you're making a beta for.
Yes.
If successful, a gold edition will be made that will eventually turn into a mobile app.
Now. Dude, we're lucky if we'll get actual cards printed up. I may just put it in like a PDF and be like, print your own cards, enjoy. We're weird that way. You know, again, like we could work on something for a year and then just throw it out or just be like, here, take it, whatever. I don't know. Our brain is weird. Want to buy some followers? Psh, no. Mike McDonald performed as background singer on many records. Oh, that's the inaudible background singer. Okay. It was like a lot of people did backup singing back in the day. Like everybody did backup singing for everybody. It was weird. Contact cement. Yeah, what is a really good adhesive? I know this sounds stupid. A good adhesive that works on gluing paper to paper without making it all bubbly and weird. You know? You know when that happens when you put paper on paper and you glue it together and it gets that warped kind of blah, blah, blah. What's good out there now? I've been literally using rubber cement from the 90s. I'm not even joking about that. I am not even joking about that. This stuff is immortal. Like if it was a creature, I'd be worried because it's never dried out. Gorilla Glue. All right, it's not going to warp it. Spray adhesive. I don't like spray adhesive because I feel like I'm going to be breathing that crap in. You know what I'm saying?
Notice me.
Kinko's had its name changed to FedEx Office back in 2008.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so, no, when we made these cards, this was like late 90s or mid 90s. I don't know, something in the 90s. No, that was like, okay, well, the first ones you did were, and then you went to, yeah, so around like 97. Let's see. What? Send somebody rain out here. No, all the rain is ours. What? They water lawns. You know, can't we just all replace our lawns with like weed gardens? Okay, now here's the thing, and I'm not saying you're weeds. I'm just saying regular, just stuff that will grow. You know how quickly dandelions grow? Why this whole lawn thing is just weird. I don't like the concept of lawn. Super glue, because nothing else ever goes wrong with it. Well, not now. Super glue isn't as super as it used to be. Your lawn, blaze it. Yeah, there you go. Do you use rubber glue from the 70s? No. I use rubber cement from the 90s. I use spray adhesive. You can take it off again and reposition it if you say it properly. I'm stupid to have worn a mask. Yeah, no. You got to always wear a mask. No, we learned that, God, with all those little spray things that back in the day we had to use for like art classes and stuff. I'm just like, do we have a mask or something? That was weird. It's like the school had one mask and everybody had to share it. It was not very hygienic. I just held my breath. If you can hold your breath, Yeah, it was one of those things. I tried not using that stuff because I just didn't like it. And there was one room you had to spray in it, and it wasn't very well ventilated. Save butterflies. Is there a butterfly shortage? Or are you just being caterpillar man? What? Butterflies. I grew a huge 6-foot-tall milkweed in front of my house for like 5 years ago. It broke my heart when I had to cut it down because neighbors didn't like it. Well then, what? Your neighbors didn't like it? I'd be like, oh, well, you don't like it? Guess what? You don't live here, bruh. You know, guess what? I like it. I like it. And, you know, you're sending bad vibes to the milkweed, okay? Why don't you keep your bad vibes over there and play with your lawns and your grass and your, I don't know, what's the name of a flower other than rose that's cheap and generic? Poinsettias? I don't even know what those are. I don't know. I can't stand that, like when neighbors complain about other people's property. You know that it's a little garish there, that little decoration that you have on your lawn. You know, we were all thinking here on the block that maybe you can, remove it, because kind of it's just, what, you don't like a 12-foot giant Godzilla just eating a tree? I mean, what's wrong with you? Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's weird. People have no sense of humor. Bum, 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 bum. What? True. I'm going to coffee. What? The difference between a weed and a plant is just your personal preference. Yeah, pretty much. Weed is considered just unwanted growth. You know? So humans are weeds, is what we're saying. Oh, God. It sounded like a haunted collector. Missed that show. Well, what accent was I doing? I don't know. I'm in and out so much, I don't even know what I'm doing. Sakura, what's up? How's it going? Sakura, what you doing today? It's Sunday. Sunday. Dandelions are weeds too, but they're useful. You can make beer out of them. What is it? Isn't there dandelion beer? And you can put them in your lapel and look fancy and whatnot, you know? Like, oh, look at me. Did you see my dandelion? I have allergies. Get away from me. It keeps people away from you. See? Come on, please take what Christmas decoration. It's April. It was weird. We were driving around and we saw this giant wreath still on somebody's house, and I'm just like, dude, it was like rotted and browned out. It was like needles were falling all over the place, and this thing was huge. I'm like, wow, that must be a broken home. It's like nobody, but they're like, there. Whatever, leave it there and let it die. I'm like, wow. It's going to leave like a ring imprint on the side of their house, too. But hey, guess what? I don't live there. You can also eat dandelions straight up. As long as somebody hasn't put pesticides and herbicides on top of it. They're dead inside. Replaced our washing machine, but have to replace the valves now. Always something. Yep. Everything needs replaced all the time. I'm usually a preventative replacer, if that makes any sense. Like, there was a couple of plumbing things where I'm like, this isn't bad now, but it will be in about 3 years.
2014 and 2015 I spent my Saturdays watching Lifetime Movie Network because it was all ghost story related, celebrity ghost stories, and my haunted house.
My haunted house. Welcome to my haunted house. Watch the room on the left because it will kill you. Wait, what? You imagine? That'd be hilarious. Hey, welcome. You don't want to go downstairs, upstairs, or in the attic. Don't touch anything in the fridge because there's a very protective ghost about his leftovers. It's a leftover ghost. If you cheek a half-eaten sandwich, he's gonna rip your face off. Consume your soul. I will swallow your soul. New kitten eats bugs in the backyard. I'm like, okay, whatever you want. Yeah, no, that's all right. No, cats can eat bugs. What? Protein. Pesticides are extra flavoring. Yeah. Oh, good. I'm way into preventative maintenance. I've never had a leak in the laundry room. Nice. There you go. Yeah, you got to keep an eye on things every once in a while. But there is always something. Like, there's always an unexpected something where it's like, The entire dandelion plant is good for natural medicines, too. Hey, dandelion plants are good for natural medicines. Why are we killing them, then? Like, dude, I've seen people with lawns who are just like, there's a dandelion, kill it. And they run out there and they're just like, yeah, they're like ripping it up and yelling at it, get off my lawn. I'm just like, dude, what? I don't know. Humans just, they want to be around nature, but they need to control it. You know, that kind of thing. It's weird. Saturday Night Live did a Bob Vila spoof on haunted houses, and here you've got a helmet. What? Really? Can't get rid of those. All we could do is feature it. Wow. Huh. Our dog just ate them. Oh, nice. Because they're ugly. They're not ugly. They're cool. I don't know. They add a bit of color. Because I've seen lawns where they just don't even touch the dandelions, and they're just like a blanket of them.
My first cat was a hunter. She would disappear into the basement for days when she was mouse hunting. We never found anything because she would eat them.
Ugh.
She was 23 when she died.
Wow. That's pretty good. Nice. Hunters. Thanks for the follow. What's up? How's it going? I like dandelions. Yeah, they're right. I don't find them offensive. I don't look at them and say, these dandelions, get them out of here. I don't know. There's very few plants I'm just like, you're not supposed to be here. If anything, I'm invading their territory as far as I'm concerned. It's like we got asphalt and sidewalks and everything everywhere. It's like if I see something sprouting up where it's not doesn't belong, I'm just like, you do what you can, little plant. Especially in New York. Dude, you're lucky if you can get a plant growing out of the sidewalk, If it happens, just leave it alone. You should, kind of section it off and just wish it well, Putting in better waterproofing to prevent bleeding. What? Bleeding walls. Sound cancellation to quiet the demonic voices. No, the demonic voices have some good insights. And now we return with leftover pasta. Leftover pasta? You mean you didn't eat it all? That doesn't make any sense. I've never had leftover pasta. We're going to save this for later. That's funny. Bum, 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 boo, 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 boo. You know what? I need coffee. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. And then we got a thing. I'm going to show you.
I don't care what the plant is as long as it's not poison ivy, poison oak, or poison whatever else there is.
Yeah, well, if it is, just don't touch it. The champ, 2025. All right, you got 3 years to be a champ. Cool. What's up? You like Foamy?
Hey,
Thank
PG.
You.
Quick update on the slappening. Chris Rock tweeted a fake apology in which he made 2 more cracks at the Smiths.
Yes.
Talking about Will's hair trigger and how his joke being in poor taste was the bald truth.
I love Chris Rock. That is the best ever. That's pretty good. I like that. What? That's pretty funny. Come on. Dude, you think he's going to take that line down? No. See, comedy has this revenge is a dish best served cold kind of thing. So he'll wait till he's down at his worth. And then, What was the other one that I saw was like, to make the Academy, or for the Academy to calm down Will Smith, they gave him a trophy of his wife. Because if you ever seen the Oscar, it kind of, it's just no hair on it kind of thing. I thought it was clever. It was clever. It was clever. I'm going to go over here now. Yeah, Will Smith resigned from the Academy. Whatever that means. You know what it means? It means he's going to have to pay for his own caviar now. Yeah. He can't show up someplace and just start eating the caviar and all the fancy dishes and just be like, yo, is this lobster free? All right, cool. And he's going to have to buy his own stuff. Hot take. That's not really a hot take. It's just a perspective. See, Will Smith shouldn't have done it, but he made a mistake, so, I'm over it. Yeah, I don't care because it's like...
Will Smith upcoming wave are on hold now.
Yeah. Well, dude, this is the whole thing now. It's like that one thing is...
Ever think of making a virtual PG? PG?
No, I'm already virtual. But IRL virtual. I'm a P-tuber. Not a V-tuber. Just saying. Puppets are the wave of the future. Bum, 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 bum. No, but that's the whole thing. It's like he did that one thing, and now everyone's going to kind of, quote-unquote, cancel or delay things. There was supposed to be, Bad Boys 4? That's basically on hold. There was another movie that's on hold now. And I'm like, this is kind of weird. And here's the thing. If somebody has a beef with somebody else and they kind of, settle things up, you can do that privately and not in public. But, you do it in public, especially when you reach that stature in life, all eyes are going to be on you, no matter what you do. You know, you could sneeze the wrong way, and then somebody's going to be like, oh, wow, he's spreading germs. You must hate blah, blah, and just twist it and whatever. But I don't know. Let things fall where they do. It's like, I don't care at this point. Oh, a rich person's not going to be able to make any more money. They could literally retire and be good for the rest of his great grandkids' life, basically. He got fired from Netflix. How do you get fired from Netflix? Thought they just put his movie on hold. I don't think he's an employee. He's not like he's there, helping people with their accounts. Yeah, this is Will Smith. How can I help you today at Netflix? Oh, you have trouble logging in. All right. Okay, here's what you do. Refresh your browser. You're using your phone. It could be an app problem. No, don't make me slap you. Re-download the app. No, you got to uninstall it first, you idiot. I'm going to... What, he's having a bad day in the office. I don't know, whatever. You got ramen. Congratulations. I don't know. Boo, boo, boo. I used to watch old school 90s Ultraman. All right. Yeah, I think they just released, or they're going to release, a whole collection of those on Blu-ray. Like the old school ones. No, I think they, remastered them and everything. I would have preferred to see him slap those quote-unquote island boys. It's an island boy. Yeah, he's not like Dave Chappelle or Kevin Spacey. What? Kevin Spacey? Bump, 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 bump. What gets me is, how hard it is to keep your hands to yourself, though. That's what I find weird. Again, I said this last time, if I was Will Smith, he could have gone up on stage and been like, look, Chris, okay, I know you're a comedian and everything, but, my wife has this fill-in-a-blank condition, which isn't life-threatening.
Will only did it because Jada made him. She is a toxic, controlling narcissist who had an entanglement with her son's best friend.
I usually only see scenarios like that on adult sites. Oh, that's kind of weird. What? Whatever, I don't even want to know the details. But he could have taken that opportunity to actually said something, I don't know, educational, enlightening.
Sneaky human.
Yeah.
Just found out there was a mass shooting in downtown Sac last night.
Come on.
Gave my sister a call and thankfully she's safe.
Good. There's always something going on, isn't there? Why? Getting into Kamen Rider, going to the Shout Factory. Man, that is awkward. And that's out of the blue. Why? Let's see. Where did we leave off? I'm getting more coffee. What am I going to do? I haven't had enough today. Again, sleep deprived. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, well, all that's going to happen. And I'm not going to get into the whole conversation about stuff like that because then it becomes this divisive thing about rights and blah, 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 and whatever. Just the fewer people hurt, the better. Get your shit and bring friends over to your house. What? Who? No. There's a healthier version. Figure out. No, it's somebody else. No, but that's weird. Okay, no, I mean, whatever. I don't even care about Will Smith anymore. Whatever. He's going to take a... Yo, is Jim Carrey taking a break from acting now? It's like he just did 2 movies. He did Sonic and Sonic 2, and then he's like, I'm going to take a break from acting. Why? Doesn't make any sense. People were just like, yay, he's finally back doing funny. I'm leaving. Oh, God. He can afford to. I understand that. But still, it's kind of like, he carried 2 movies. Is that a joke there? Jim carried movies? I don't know, might be. No, dude, it's just weird. It's like you want actors to do stuff, and then it's like the ones you don't want acting, keep acting, and then the ones that you do want acting just are like, no, I'm good. Where's my other Jack Black movies? Come on, Jack. What are you doing? Thought he said he was retiring. Yeah, Bruce Willis, too. The last couple of Bruce Willis movies were kind of meh, though. So I'm like, Well, you can't blame him for that. It's like he got bad roles. It's like when you go to the bakery. Let's see. Yeah, I was happy he came back too, but I'm with you on that. Yeah, it's just like, cool, Maybe they'll bring him back for another Ace Ventura Pet Detective or something. Yeah. They'll be like, come on, man, one more Ace Ventura. And he'll be like, all righty then. You know, that kind of thing. Bruce Willis should retire. Yeah, I mean, at this point, yeah, I mean, it's like he's got a lot going on. So, yeah. I don't know. Like, what do you do with that? Aplasia. What's like the therapy for that? You know? Like, can he do other things? Like, can he do music as a form of therapy? Because that's what I would try. Bruce Willis's death wish was okay. I actually didn't see that. You know? I kind of wanted to, and then it just fell off my radar. I want to know why people allow Nick Cage in movies still. Nick Cage is like the meme internet loves. You know? It's like the not the bees thing. It's like, it's just everybody loves him for some reason. Everybody likes Nicolas Cage. But then a lot of people don't, but, you know, internet, you know. I don't know. Maybe Nicolas Cage is like kind of the Pauly Shore of the current thing, where it's just like he kept being put in movies and people liked them, and then at some point they stopped. But just that hasn't been the case here with Nicolas Cage. Everyone still likes him. Oh. We'll see what he does with Dracula. All right? Go.
It's 'cause he is a national treasure.
God, why? Speaking of Pauly Shore. Speaking of Pauly, I don't know. It's like the name that shan't be mentioned. Space is a symptom. The question is, what's causing it? Tumor or stroke? I don't know. I've been hoping that too. I'd love to see a new, fresh version of Pet Detective. I don't know if that would work in today's atmosphere. But no, I don't think it was anything necessarily bad in there. It was just more crass humor than anything else. And physical.
Have a cookie.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis tried to do music in the 90s. It was bad.
Yeah, he came out with like, what, 2-3 albums? Something like that? Yeah, but at that point, I mean, he was huge back then, so it's like he could just do whatever he wants. I'm always for, like, you know, well, here's the thing. Like, if you're an actor and whatever, but if you do have some, like, interest in music, I don't think there's anything wrong with exploring that. You may not want to put out an album, but, you know, if you just, you know, at this day and age, you could just kind of put it out online. But back then, it was like you had to press music on a physical format and just get it out there. Yeah. I don't know, man. It costs a lot to, like, make an album now. So it's like, that movie was beyond awful. Which one? That Pinocchio movie he was in was a pretty big disaster. He was in a Pinocchio movie? Bruce Willis was in a Pinocchio movie. What? You know who nobody misses? Tom Green. I can't believe he was married to Drew Barrymore. Well, Drew Barrymore has a track record of not being all there, allegedly. Yeah, so, I mean, you might... There's... Could be... I don't know. His music was just as bad as David Hasselhoff. Come on, David Hasselhoff's awesome. What was that movie he did a song at the end of? He was also in, Devil's Carnival, the second one. Hallelujah, Devil's Carnival. No, he did some, he can sing. I don't like his music, but he can sing. William Shatner doing Rocket Man. Dude, look up William Shatner's Garbage Man. It's pretty good. It is pretty good. Because I'm the garbage man. Dude, it's so ridiculous. It's great. Go. Thanks for the follow. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for people watching out there, if you want to be in chat, you got to kind of follow, and we do that just to keep bots out. So I know there's, like, people freer from, like, YouTube or Patreon or something like that, and it's like, yeah. I'm sorry, we got to do that because, you know what? People ruin the internet that way. Oh, speaking of people ruining things, Twitch was implementing this thing where it was like viewers could basically boost a channel to the point where it could get on the front page, you know, which is pretty a big thing.
Nimoy singeing about hobbits is so much worse.
Yeah, but come on, Spock. Come on. Yeah. No, but, and here's what people did with it, right? They actually got some mature content on the front page by boosting the channel. So, of course, Twitch had to remove this feature, which could have helped a lot of small streamers, because a bunch of trolls decided to abuse the system. You know? And I'm like, God. We had a chance, chat. People ruined it. Comic books, yeah. It could be weirder. It could be Striper. Wasn't that like a Christian rock band from the 80s or 90s? David Hasselhoff's music is amazing. What? His Hooked on a Feeling cover is great. What did he did do a cover of something that was actually pretty decent. Oh, God, what was it? No, I heard it relatively recently. Like, I came across it by accident, and I'm just like, what? That's actually not bad. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not gonna remember. He was Galvatron. Yeah, I know he was Galvatron, but that's not really the apex of his career, acting career. I like this role in Invasion of the Body Snatchers from like 78. He was like really good in that. It was like off the wall. Yeah. Yep, Striper's 80s Christian rock. Really? Thanks for the follow. What's up? William Shatner doing Iron Man should be a crime. He did Iron Man too? All right, I'm going to have to look this up after the stream. No, I was literally just on Spotify because I wanted to add to my playlist like all these songs that I wanted to hear because I've been out of the loop for the last month. What? Yeah, I know Chili Peppers supposedly came out another album. I don't need more songs about California in my life, thanks. I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico for a couple of days. Enjoy it. Get something fun. Christian glam metal? Hasselhoff was an early Nick Fury movie. Oh, yeah, he was. No, he was. He was definitely in an old... I actually never saw that, so I'm sure it's on YouTube. I should probably look that up, but probably not. Spotify took off more comedy albums. Of course they did. Yeah, because you know what? The world can't laugh anymore. Nimoy did get a laugh when a fan surprised him when he asked him to sign a Galvatron poster. So many Spocks, finally something different. Yeah, I can imagine that, though. Dude, being Leonard Nimoy must have been kind of rough because, I mean, you are Spock. I mean, you know, your look, your demeanor, your existence is, you know, live long and prosper kind of thing. You know, like literally up until he died, he was still playing Spock. You know, and it's just like, oh my God, could somebody just notice me for something else? I was in tons of other roles. But they're like, do the Spock thing. Can you do that thing with your hand? Live long. I need a selfie, bro. They're even a comic book shop. Yes. I want to say this is my room, but not enough comics. Let's see. You have ice cream now. You had ramen and ice cream? Oh my God. Striper, read that. It's not unusual. What, that Tom Jones song? It's not unusual to be that one? I think that was Tom Jones, right? Yeah, no. He was in Mars Attacks, right? I think so. Yeah. Love. See, oh my God, I was gonna like, okay. Live long and be typecast, pretty much. What's your most valuable comic book?
Thank you.
Go.
I only know that it's not unusual song from the mediocre Country Bears movie.
Oh, yeah? I know. Yeah, I know the Bill Skarsgard thing, Crow thing. We'll get there in a second. Most valuable comic. I would have to look up the price. Does anybody know what the original X-Men number 13 is worth? Original X-Men. The Uncanny X-Men from ye olden times. Number 13. That's the lowest number I got. All right? Or it could be 14. I forget. 13 or 14. Somebody look that up and let me know. Yes, the old one. Did you hear that Bill Skarsgard will be in the new Crow movie? Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. A lot of people are still going to be bent out of shape about it. But, dude, you got to think about it. Yo, the original Crow movie with Brandon Lee came out in, what, 93? Dude, this movie's like 30 years old, okay? I think it's time to reinvent the franchise. 30 years is good. That's a good grace period, all right? Yeah. Dude, The Crow is like a good concept. What are they going to do? Just, we make one movie, that's it. Yeah? I would like to see it go into new territory as long as it's good territory. Tom Jones doing a Prince cover. What? That's too awesome. I have the issue where Rogue joined the X-Men. Wasn't it like 180 something? I want to say that was in the 180s. Was it? Yeah. Bill Skarsgard. Why does that sound familiar? He was Pennywise in It, the remake. It keeps killing actors. 142. It was 142? Wow. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know what other comics I may have that would actually be worth something. Because I got a lot of weird stuff. Like stuff that came out where I'm just like, oh, whatever, let me get this. You know, I had a little extra allowance money, so I just bought something weird. I was that person that bought something weird. You know, and it might end up being like, oh, they only made like 500 copies of this, and it's worth a bunch of money. That. Ooh, signed by Chris Claremont. Yeah, there you go. Tom Jones did Prince's Kiss with The Art of Noise. I think it rocks. I haven't heard that.
You have chosen wisely.
Demented King. 26 moons. Thank you. Demented King. New follower, welcome. What's up, Crave? How's it going? Bum, 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 bum. I used to want more Back to the Future movies like a decade ago. After seeing what's happened to the other franchise since, no longer want this. Oh, they'll reboot it. Trust me on that. No, just wait till Robert Zemeckis dies, and then they'll be like, all right, he's dead. Now we don't have to worry about him complaining about it in public. Let's go do more. God. Bum, 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 bum. Found wide price ranges, $240, and that's highly crazy. Well over $5. Wow, come on. Okay, Google's all over the place. All right, I wouldn't rate this like a 10 out of 10 condition either. It's maybe like a 8 or 7. So I'll say it's probably around 3. I'm gonna say 300. Yeah. No, for the X-Men comic, because yeah, $500,000. No, it better be like has Stan Lee DNA on it for that kind of money. Oh, dude, I'll sell it for $500,000. I don't know if I'm gonna get any buyers, though. You know what I'm saying? Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I should probably just sell some of those things. Sell them all. Come on. Yeah, fund that card game you're working. When it comes to collectibles, it all comes down to what you can get and someone's willing to pay for it. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. Hey, how much you want to pay for this? You know, it's the difference between a garage sale and just somebody who's got way too much money and they're like, give it to me now.
Notice me.
Ah.
This weekend, my aunt and I are going to go see the Sonic 2 movie, and I'm going to pay for everything.
Oh. See, there's always a downside, right? It's like, yeah, we get to go see a movie. I got to pay for everything. Get small popcorns for everybody then if you got to pay for it. What if their aunt's like, hey, I'd like some M&Ms. I'm like, well, okay, look, I included popcorn. I'm not paying $8 for a box of M&Ms. You know, bring your own. All right? Come on. Just, you know what? Here's what you do. Replace your medication in this pill bottle and just fill it up with candy. You know, that's a good tactic,
Notice me.
honestly. Yeah.
You know that Disney conspiracy theory about Walt being in cold sleep?
Oh, yeah.
It was expanded to say that Stan Lee was put into cryo in the pod next to him.
Yeah, that's just the internet trying to be humorous. Hey, here's the thing. Urban legends like that cease to be interesting, like, the more recent they are, you know? And it's like, you know, between the Slender Man thing and the Mama, creepy face lady, you know, it's like, oh, Stan Lee's next to, you know, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to defrost Stan Lee and just bring him out for 5 minutes and be like, you know, here, we need you for a cameo. And then put him back in cryo? I mean, and if you haven't seen Walt Disney yet, then, I mean, what's happening? Yeah? Momo. All right, whatever. Mo. Yeah, I don't know. It ends up being like because you can easily look up these urban legends and it kind of ceases to have any meaning. But, you know, you get into, you know, old lore like the Jersey Devil, or did Robert Johnson really sell his soul to the devil in the crossroads? That kind of thing. There's very few legendary kind of folklore things that hold up. You know, at least modern era ones. But we probably wouldn't know whether they're going to hold up for at least another 20, 50 years. So, Stan Lee's next to Hoffa. Jimmy Hoffa. Yeah, where is Jimmy Hoffa? God, he's got to be somewhere, right? Got to talk slowly. What? Walt Disney, isn't like 80% of all content coming out now owned by Disney? Yeah, most of it. I thought it was Leadbelly. No, it was Robert Johnson. Leadbelly was just another person. Well, who knows? A lot of people sell their souls. I mean, look at politicians. Oh, okay. Let's see. I have to say, when Leonard Nimoy died, it was like losing a family member. Yeah. I know a lot of people feel that way about actors, you know? And sometimes I think it's because, like, people get really attached to certain characters they play, so it's like, that person is the character. It's like, well, everyone on the internet was defending Agent J as opposed to defending Will Smith. Yeah, so I know it's weird. I try to have a good disconnect, but you know, some characters are just like, so like, dude, you're that person that did that thing. Yeah, that's difficult. Yeah. Sell 10 souls and you'll get a decoder ring. Yay, decoder rings.
Thank you.
I think they used to.
James McAvoy as a new Scarecrow.
Dude, James McAvoy's a good actor, so okay. Dude, like, if somebody said, oh, yeah, we're going to get James McAvoy to do any role, I would be like, I'll give him a chance. I'm not going to even get upset about it. You know? If they were going to make him Batman, I'd be like, okay. He's really good. Dude, what was that with the, not Glass, the other one. No, the other
Mucho
one.
gracias.
Go.
I loved him in Split.
There you go. That one. Split. Dude, he's good, man. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, bum, bum. Split. There you go. Split. People just telling you what? Oh God, my dyslexia kick in. Hold on. Let me read this first and then try to. NES cartridges, multiple millions of dollars, and then sell them to shady characters like money laundering. What? Oh, what is happening there? Really, that's a thing? Hey, there's an extremely overpriced item, and those bleeps sell NES cartridges multiple millions of dollars and sell them to shady characters. Like they money launder.
Mark Zuckerberg says he tries to go surfing every day to help take his mind off getting punched into junk by the news.
Zuckerberg, why are you even worried about the news? You can literally buy your own news organization. My God, what is with all the fragile egos out there amongst billionaires? You know, does Jeff Bezos have like an ego thing, like a fragile ego? Is this why he's going off to space? I got to tell you, if I'm sitting on a throne of money, I'll be content with that. I don't got to prove anything to anybody at that point. You know, I'll be like, oh, dude, you're blah, blah, blah. Oh, sure. Okay, whatever. Here's $100. Go away. You're bothering me. You're standing in front of the television. Here's $100. Just move over. You know? I guess, you know, just like, really? No, it amazes me when people reach that level of society and yet they are still so concerned about what society thinks about them. You know? It's like, dude, you're Zuckerberg. Like, what, do you think he's just home? I just want people to love me. You can afford that. You can buy it, okay? But it's not real love. Then, you know what? You have the money to go travel to some weird country that nobody even knows exists and find the meaning of life with a bunch of Buddhist monks, okay? You can afford to do that. I gotta go to surfing to take my mind off. Of course, it's my own beach and everything. You know, I don't want the normies near me. Dude, come on. Just be human, okay? God. No, it boggles my mind. It really does. I mean, like, you got everything on the planet. Anyway, because humans have fragile skin. Well, I don't see why. Like, I mean, I get it. You know, nobody wants to be hated or vilified. People do want to feel accepted, but don't you have a cutoff point where you're just like, yeah, not everyone's going to like me. Let's move on. You know, that kind of thing. Especially if you're like Zuckerberg or Bezos or, you know, Elon. It's just like, you just move on. Humans are fragile. That's why we use tools. Yeah, but what about mind tools? You know? Hey, Ghost Elfman, what's up? If you need to ask, then you're
and welcome to our new house.
Keep your feet off the table.
Hey! Mariner gifted a sub to Adventure Fanatic. What's up? You got a sub. Thank you, Mariner. Yeah, thank you. That's what I mean the most was David Bowie's death because just before his passing, I read an article after release of Labyrinth that he met a fan when I was awesome to give us a balloon with a word mask and the kid to the word mask. Double whammy. Why did I try to read that in one breath? Like, that's just dumb. I shouldn't do that. All right. People are starving for validation. People are starving for validation? Oh, like quite literally not like eating a burger or like just... somebody validate me. Why? I don't know. The concept of validation is nice, but it's like if that's what you live for, then you're literally at the whim of other people's moods and tastes, you know? It's like if you're a music band and it's like rock is in this year and then next year it isn't, yet you're still seeking validation, so you start changing your styles to fit in with other things. That's how you ruin a band. But if you're a rock band and you're a good rock band, you continue being a good rock band. That's it. I know it's weird. The whole concept of that is just like whatever, you know? I don't know. People are what they are, I guess. Message deleted. Speaking of Labyrinth, I saw Jennifer Connelly in some odd movie, and it was so late, I can't remember what it was. Really old movie, Jennifer Connelly. What was that horror movie she was in? It was like really old, but it's almost like public domain at this point. No, like I don't know what it is, some foreign thing. The It's Always Sunny episode, the therapist, indeed, just devolves to telling the therapist, tell me I'm good. Tell me I'm good. No, you're not. If you're good, you wouldn't be here. Get out. God. Hey, I'd be a good therapist because I'd be honest. You know what? I'd be the no more than 3 sessions therapist.
Anyone kinda wanna see Jim Carrey as Joker?
I would, but I think he's retiring from comedy, so it's going to be like, I don't want to do it now. Oh. Humans. Oh, it was a horror movie. What was it? Somebody will look it up. Career opportunity. I consider this a therapy session. Yes. There you go. No, dude, I would actually like to be a therapist. However, I would only want patients that would actually listen to the advice that I'm doling out. 1, I wouldn't be giving anybody medication. 2, I'd be giving people really good advice to solve their problems, but it would only work if they actually take action on that advice. Other than that, if you come back on the 3rd one and you haven't progressed your life in 1 iota, then it's like, all right, sorry, I can't help you. Here's somebody who's going to give you a bunch of medicine and listen to you complain for the next 12 years of your life. Yeah. I'm just saying. Jofo, do not ask me about streaming on other platforms. I've already answered that question for you. And if you haven't been paying attention to my answers, then you're like the really bad person in the class that's like just not listening. You'd be like, hey, did you ever think about doing this? Yeah, I answered that like 4 streams ago and you were here because I directly said it to you. Oh, but I wasn't listening. Well, then go back and watch the VOD. What's up?
I get tired of all the self-diagnosed people.
Oh, dude, everyone's self-diagnosed. Hey, yeah, I also have that too. And then meanwhile, the person that really has that issue is like, no, you don't. Because if you really did have anxiety, you wouldn't be outside right now, okay? If you really had agoraphobia, you wouldn't be outside right now.
While you're at the comic shop, grab me a copy of that comic where Punisher hunts Archie.
What did Archie do to get hunted down?
Even if someone knows the right thing to do, it takes an act of will on their part to actually do it instead of following their pre-established habits and routines.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. If people don't have the willpower, then I can't be wasting my time. That's the whole thing. If you're a therapist, I don't want to hear, well, hold on.
I just smoke and stay away from people and social media.
Yeah, pretty much. But, you know, therapists are like, well, any true progress takes time. I'll agree with half of that, right? But progress doesn't have to take time. It just has to take willpower. I mean, you can literally upheave your life instantaneously if you stick with it. And it's good. You know, the quicker you do it, the more difficult it might be because it's more of a challenge because there's that abrupt change. But, you know, you can do the slow roll. But I don't got time. All right. I'm a New Yorker. Things got to happen. If I'm changing my life, I got to do it by like 2 o'clock. Okay. Got to do this quick. Yeah, I can't be sitting there. Well, maybe when I'm like, 78, I'll really no, dude, come on. What? Agoraphobia isn't just a fear of outside. What else is it a fear of? Al Gore.
To many weak-willed individuals.
Yeah, there's a lot, and I don't know if it's willpower or fear. I think there's this at least my perception of it. The concept of willpower is being able to override whatever might be holding you back. But then does that also quantify as fear? Like, there's, the only thing to fear is fear itself, et cetera. Now, do you have to have willpower to overcome your fear, or is that just bravery? Because people have a fear of change. They really do. Like, that's the whole thing. Bum, 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 bum. Don't get along with Foamy better than you, Pumpkin guy. No, nobody gets along with Foamy. You must be new here. Dude, who does the squirrel get along with? The squirrel doesn't get along. He just tolerates. Go.
It's the fear of change and what comes with the change. Like you said.
Changes. Agoraphobia is the fear of uncertain situations or unknown spaces. So it's just not the fear of outside. So then technically, would I be diagnosed as having agoraphobia? Because I don't like unpredictable scenarios, let alone unknown spaces. Like if I go to a new store I'm not familiar with, I hate it. I'm sitting there just looking for an exit. I don't know. Does that count? I don't know. This is why I don't want to go to a psychologist, because they'll give me pills for it. Like, oh, you don't like going to the, a home goods store because it's weird? All right, here you go. But all stores look alike now, so it doesn't even really matter, so it makes things easier. Dude, if you go to a home goods store, that's the same thing as a TJ Maxx. It's the same thing as the other place.
Technically, he gets along with Moody because she's 100% unfazed by all his attempts to be angry and irritable. She even seems to find him charming from the way the videos show their interactions.
Oh, like 2 episodes. Go.
Have to go do some errands.
Boo.
Sorry to miss the rest of the stream.
Boo.
See you Wednesday?
Question mark? I don't know. That's up to you. I don't know. Do I want to do a late stream on Wednesday? I don't know. I've been thinking about doing a late stream. We all suffer from all the mental, emotional, and physical issues. That what really matters is to what degree you're suffering from. I don't know. I feel like I'm too busy to be suffering from stuff. Whether it's physical or mental ailments, I'm just like, whatever. I got things to do. Whatever. I got things to do. Matter X later. Thanks for being here. You like knowing where it exists in case of emergency. You're insane. Here's meds. Yeah. I don't know. I always feel like meds are like the quick fix for most people. And people seem to be fine with that because everyone's got a busy lifestyle. So they're like, yeah, just give me my stuff. Go.
Yes, it's possible that you're agoraphobic.
Yeah.
But I'm not a doctor that can tell you that definitively.
I know, but you're a very holistic individual. So I'll take what you say as science. I'm kidding. I appreciate the input. What? They're good. They're like super beings. They know how to make tea.
People want this to get better but won't on what it takes to change.
Yeah. I don't know. Nobody likes change. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I just for me personally, I try to cut as much of that. Oh.
Hey PG, I need to go do some grocery shopping.
Gross.
I'll watch the rest of the stream when it's on YouTube.
All right, cool. Get something fun. Get yourself a bag of marshmallows and roast them over an open flame. That's safe. Make s'mores. S'more or less. I don't know. What if they're diabetic and they're like, you're trying to kill me, pumpkin guy? I don't know. Get something that you can eat. I'm a chemist that is really sick and often can't afford healthcare. Oh, come on. Well, if you're a chemist, you can make your own medicine. I don't need you. I make my own medicine. But I would be that type of person with like the really scrappy hair and burnout eyes. I'd be like, I won't get me a prescription, can't afford it, make my own Tylenol. Tylenol makes me funny. What's up? Dun, dun, dun. I like change. I have a bag of change on my desk. Oh, God. If you ask poll chat, doesn't that count as research? Peer reviewed, or is that so science? I don't know. Every time I watch, I listen to like, oh God, scientific studies and stuff like that. The last one I read is, hey, if you replace, bacon or eggs at least once a week with an avocado, it could reduce your risk of a heart attack. Somebody got paid to do a common sense thing. Hey, if you eat less bacon and eggs in a week and have a healthier food instead, it could reduce your chance of a heart attack. Well, thanks, science. Thanks. Can somebody do a review of these things that come out? That's like saying, hey, if you eat less sugar, you probably won't get diabetes. It's like if you replace this sugar thing with this, you probably won't get diabetes. It's like, oh my God. Dude, really stop doing these medical studies that are common sense. It bothers me. Replacing bacon with an avocado will be healthier for your heart. Science says. Really? Science. Science had to tell me this. Oh, gee, I thought bacon was the healthiest thing I can possibly eat on the planet. My God, I've been just drinking this stuff. Unbelievable. God. Anyway, who eats avocado more than once a week? I do. Dude, I'll have an avocado a day. I love those things. They're expensive though, so I don't have them a day. But I make a mean guacamole, I'll tell you what. No one has common sense anymore. We're all professionals thanks to the availability of the internet. And nobody's a professional though. It's just like, just because somebody does a Google search doesn't mean it's like, oh, I'm an authority on blah, 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 because I was on Wikipedia and blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, I mean, that shouldn't be a study, though. That's what it comes down to. Just somebody got, literally a person somehow got the funding to do research to find out that less bacon in your diet is going to be better for you. Who does that? There are people out there that drive that can't work a gas pump. Well, that's fine. What if they have electric cars? Huh? Avocado is destroying the planet. Avocado harvesters are forcing farmers to grow that crap, and it requires so much upkeep, water, and pesticides, and destroys the soil, polluting the aquifers. I don't know. They exist, though. What? People like avocados. What are you going to do? It's like the old argument. Nobody should be doing A, B, or C, but everyone likes doing A, B, or C. Well, I guess we want to make money, so let's do A, B, or C. But it's hurting the planet. Yeah, we really don't care. We say we do, but, Dude, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Dun, 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 dun. Where's the bacon article? I want to post it on No Bleep Sherlock. Oh, I have no idea, dude. It was like a blurb on something. Gotta find it. I prefer not to drive at all. Don't want to pay for gas. Yeah. Forget those gas prices. Yeah. There's still a debate by opposed experts about how healthy our eggs are for you. Yeah, that debate has been going on since the 80s. As far as I can remember. Like, even your grandfather was like, oh, yeah, guess what? Reading the paper. Hey, eggs are good for you this week. Even for them, it was a running gag. Same thing with coffee. Oh, coffee's bad for us this week. And your grandfather was like, whatever. He lived to be like 93, and he just had like eggs and coffee like every day. It's ridiculous. Same debate they have about coffee. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's always. Coffee is good. Antioxidants. Oh, coffee is bad. Caffeine. Blah, blah, blah. Eggs are good. Cholesterol. Eggs are bad. Protein. Blah, blah, blah. It's just like, come on. see what it is. Pineapples are awesome. Pineapples. Here we go. Somebody's going to mention pizza in about 3 seconds. Server anxiety, depression, borderline personality disorder, OCD, and like it, no bad, but stuck in 6 years. It's a lot of work there. The internet offers unprecedented access to knowledge, yet way too many people don't understand how to separate good info from bad. That's because nobody's been taught. Schools, all they need to be teaching people is logical thinking, critical thinking. Logical and critical. That's it. Two things that need to be. Forget about math and all this other stuff. You know, that'll be a specialized thing in the future. Because everybody has the access to everything they need ever, okay? But they need to learn how to separate those facts from just garbage. Yeah. All right, yeah, everyone's talking about pineapple pizza, so that's my cue for more coffee. Which science claims might be good for us this week. Unless you put an egg in it. Don't put bacon in your coffee, put avocado. It's healthier. Science.
Geld ist wunderbar. Pineapple, mango, and orange juice is the best together. Mix it with a little something something.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm assuming the something something you mentioned was coffee. That's it. Coffee makes everything better. I've made peanut butter cookies with coffee, and it made it better. All right, just saying. It was like having a peanut butter sandwich that was really sweet and kept me awake. It was nice. Do not put coconut oil in your coffee either. Yeah, coconut oil is supposedly real. Coconut is supposed to be technically bad for you. I know people like coconut, but essentially in the body, it breaks down to like pure cholesterol. From what I've read, I don't even know if that's true. Just saying. There was a doctor who's like, don't eat coconut. It's like literally pure cholesterol, man. Enters the body, breaks down, but doesn't. Cholesterol, bro. I'm like, really? I like my little Mounds bars and stuff. Nintendo paying a group of scientists to prove that piracy is bad, and all they prove that piracy is good for the market. Is that a thing? We put vegetable oil in our coffee. Why would we put vegetable oil in our coffee? That's weird. I'm allergic to coconut, so that's just a cup of death. Cup of death? Hey, man, would you like a cup of death? Wait, what? No. Schools are based on World War training means youth military isn't educating them, giving the ability to do adult things like balance a checkbook. I don't even think people have checks anymore. Investor be financially stable. It only teaches in a bare minimum to join the military during the 18 academy. Yeah. That's getting a little political. But I would agree that the school system is terribly, terribly broken. Mind you, you're elaborating the type of cholesterol to get a coconut oil because there is good cholesterol. I know there is good cholesterol. Good cholesterol, bad cholesterol. Good fats, bad fats, you know? Coffee creamer has vegetable oil in it. Who uses creamer in their coffee? It's like you hate the coffee. What is wrong with you? Coffee creamer has vegetable oil in it. Blech. Cup of death is anything but peanuts for me. Peanuts! I love peanuts. Peanuts are good. Schools to teach. Do you want fries with that? Do you want fries with that? Why, no, I don't. There's cholesterol. Fries are bad for you this week. My school taught me financial literacy, government functions, and skills. It was public school, too. Nice. Yeah, we had what, your curriculum in school was kind of hit or miss, right? It was a lot of history knowledge that doesn't apply to the real world. You had a couple of little business courses, which were kind of helpful. Unfortunately, you sidestepped most standard business practices and ended up getting in trouble for that, apparently. Yeah, because you didn't want to take out a loan. No, but you got to take out a loan to start a business. No, I don't. No, you got to. You're going to fail this if you don't take out a loan. Nope, not doing it. It's just the way the world works. Oh, really? Okay. Still made a successful business without taking a loan. Nice. Let's see. I love the parents that say the school should teach you how to do your taxes. There is no teacher paid enough to teach children how to do taxes. Tax code should look written. You know what they should do? Somebody mentioned this last week that the taxes should be automated. Like, because everything is pretty much digital, right? Everything you do it's got a paper trail. the government should, do that. They should just crunch those numbers and send you a bill at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? And then based on that, then you can submit your quote unquote write-offs or deductibles or whatever you have. And then they could adjust it accordingly. But I mean, as it is now, it's like, why? Come on, dude. It's 2022. This should definitely be automated. When was the last time you blinked? Dude, every time I turn my back here, it's like, I don't want to blink when I'm talking to you. It's rude. So I got to do it like right now. See? Dude, I'm totally blinking. Also, this is why, like, on camera, I try to smile all the time. But when I turn here, I'm scowling. I'm scowling and blinking right now. You just don't see it. If I ever started the business, it would be an old school arcade. It's literally my dream. Also, yes, doing taxes should be automated. It should. Bravo needs bacon. Have you tried switching your name to Bravo needs avocado? It will be healthier for you, according to recent science.
90?
At least try it once a week.
My taxes are automatically deducted from my wages. I don't have to do anything.
Well, you still got to file at the end of the year, right? I don't know. Well, here's the problem. Working for yourself always ends up being a hellhole of like, can I write off this question mark? You know, that kind of thing. Out of styrofoam and paint, move to emote. I don't know. Kind of like that. We'll see. No! FBI say it's already tracking everything you can possibly do, even cryptocurrency transaction, because it's still digital fingerprints, so the government might as well just calculate all your spending and send you a bill of taxes. I really think so. I think that would be the best way to do it. You know? Then there'd be a lot of accountants out of work. Yeah. No, we talked to our accountant, and he was...
1 year. Thank you.
Greetings, PG, Pauline, and chat. Woot woot. I made it to the PG stream.
Hey.
I've reached 1 year with the Pum'Kin vow. So I get an achievement?
No, we don't do achievements here. What? Because then it makes other people think they're special. Everybody's special. Are they? I don't know. Not Joe, though. Joe's like, hey, wait. There you go. Thank you for the 1 year. I appreciate it. Thank you. Wrapped in bacon.
Thank
I
you.
immediately went to that.
That's how my taxes work over here. I just have to check the info they pre-filled and add what's missing.
Oh, see, that's pretty good. No, I got to do a whole accounting thing. I got to give them a sheet of things that I've done, and things that I spend, and the cost of product, and all this other stuff. It's a hellhole. No, but he was like, yo, he's like, you didn't do any of that cryptocurrency this year, did you? I'm like, no. He's like, oh, thank God. Like, he just didn't want to bother with it. Go.
If the stream is PG but not PG rated, is that the same thing?
I don't know. We said it to mature because somebody might swear. Usually Don. I don't. I could take that off. I could be rated G here, for good. But I don't know. V-Chains, what's up? Thank you. I'm special in the head. That's up. How you doing? V-Chains, how you doing? I should have changed that picture of the Batman over there to one where he's slapping Robin. That would have been good. Somebody redid that with Will Smith and Chris Rock, by the way. It's pretty good. Yeah, so what? Okay, when's that Crow movie? Is like the Crow movie that they're making with Skarsgard, is that going to be like out soon, or do they just started? Or is it still in pre-production? Tax system is needlessly complicated because businessmen are in cahoots. Cahoots! It's like one of those old Western terms. Hey, you fellas in cahoots over there. Conspiracy. I was looking over my printer. You were looking at your printer. What? I have a bleep post I made that I want to share, but it's a link. Is that all right? You'd have to give it to a mod, and then they got to approve it, and then it's a whole thing. I don't know. Throw it in Discord. Boo, new Crow. Give it a chance, dude. The original Crow movie is like 30 years old. The original Crow movie is like 30 years old, okay? Now, you can't just let it stop because clearly they didn't, and you got 2 bad movies after that. This one could be good, all right? People are focused in on the whole comic book geek thing, okay? So there's a chance they'll just milk the franchise for more money, or they'll make it actually decent, you know? Who knows? Who knows? It's a crapshoot of who knows, you know? Come on. Supposedly Netflix is going to make a Grendel series. Now, the old comic book as well, Grendel. It's kind of crowish. Eventually, every movie will be redone anyway. No new ideas, only recycle. There's new ideas out there. It's just they're not promoted and nobody watches them. Dude, you go to like Tubi or one of those free streaming places. Tons of movies you never heard of. Unfortunately, they have no budgets. Come on. Somebody made Sharkenstein. That's kind of a new idea. Frankenstein shark? Yeah. See? Now, if that was a big budget thing, it would be cool. But, you know, it's all the good ideas have tiny, tiny little budgets. Velocipaster. See? That's a new idea. There were 3 sequels to the original. There were 3 sequels? I just thought there was 1 and 2. And the third one. There was Crow, City of Angels, and then what was the other one?
I watched a video with other women with alopecia commented on what happened. While they didn't like the joke, they also agree that Will went too far with his actions.
Yeah. I mean, it's hit or miss. You know, the whole thing about alopecia, it's not a life-threatening thing, so it's not like, you know, Chris Rock was making fun of somebody for, you know, having a death disorder or kind of thing. Oh, yeah, I mean, it is a tasteless joke, but, you know, physical violence is always worse than a tasteless joke. So I think both of them were bad, okay? But one was so much worse. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Sharknado was original at one time. Yeah, Sharknado was the first, man. There was also a TV series. There was a TV series? There was a Crow TV series? Get out of here. Really? There was 3 Franken Sharks. One was a 2-parter, and the one sucked. Yeah. What a thing to watch when you're terrified you might be balding. Yeah. Thanks for the follow. What's up? The Crow Salvation, the Crow Wicked Prayer, and the Crow City of Angels. Wow. Salvation was, I don't even know. City of Angels was the only other one I saw, and I was like, meh. Salvation and Wicked Prayer. I didn't even know that existed. Wow. Wow. I mean, I knew there was a 3rd movie. I didn't know there was a 4th one. Weird. I didn't even know. What? I didn't even know there was a Crow series. When did that come out? Counterpart Chris Rock also has a highly punchable face. Oh, I think everyone wanted to punch Chris Rock at some point just because he was very loud. But that was his thing. You know, you said in your podcast, it was like he literally had a show called Everybody Hates Chris. So it might have been a theme in his life. You know, because he's always got that loud, you know, that kind of thing. And you're just like, oh, God. You know? But he's a comedian. That's his thing. It's like Gilbert Gottfried. You know? Who here wouldn't want to slap Gilbert Gottfried? You wouldn't do it. You know? But there you go. Crow spin-off novel, which was exactly like one of Puppy Zebra's other books. Oh, God. Yeah. Doubt E3. Yeah, they're not having E3 this year. They're not even having a digital E3. You know? So it's like all these little developers and larger developers are going to have to make their own little thing. What about the Tim Schafer guy? Is he going to do that? Like the Indie Fest or something? I hope so. Good. No, man, dude, no E3? I'm sure Xbox is going to have their event and PlayStation's going to do their thing and Nintendo's going to keep hanging themselves from the treehouse. But, you know, it's I don't know. E3 was a thing, man. You know? Now, with the internet the way it is and, you know, the state of the world, nobody really should be doing large conventions, I don't think. At least not for a while, but, you know. Yeah. What? Power Man was forced into that due to her actions. What? Now, what, dude, when... Like, okay, now here's the thing, going back to the Will Smith thing. You think if, what's-her-face, Jada's disapproval, like, Will, couldn't you just say, yo, it's a joke. Okay, I know it's a bad joke, but what do you want me to do, go up there and punch him? Yes. Oh, God. Will Smith, got to do it. You know, I mean, dude, what? Like, dude, I was been like, lady, take a joke, all right? You know, she's not new to the whole entertainment thing. You know, it's not like she's unfamiliar with the concept of a roast. You don't want to be in a roast. Take a back seat, all right? Sit all the way in the back.
Te adoro.
Go.
I got a new idea.
Yes.
Open a restaurant that only sells bacon and bacon-related items, like 4 different thicknesses of bacon and stuff wrapped in bacon.
It showed up there, but not there. That means chat crashed. Be right back. Why does chat do that? Bum, 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 bum. Man. Oh, please. All right. See, there you go. It's like I missed a whole block of it. Bobcat. Yeah, Bobcat. That was the other one. He's like, hey, he was good in One Crazy Summer, though. I recently watched that. What? John Cusack film. It was good. Just saying. Well, I mean, it was 80s good. Okay, it wasn't like. E3 is pointless as award shows. God, I hate the game award shows. Out of all the award shows, even music and movies, I find the game awards just to be a mess of like I just want to puke because I know it's just a large ad for a bunch of trailers. Yo, just show me a bunch of trailers. Forget about these awards. Nobody cares, you know, except the devs, you know, and just most of that stuff is like, oh yeah, and the winner is this. Okay. Oh yeah, and the winner is this. Okay. Oh, here's a trailer. Here's an exclusive. Oh yeah, and the winner of this is this. Okay. It's like you don't even care. Why? This isn't an award. Cut that out. All right. God. No, but then eventually game shows are going to turn into like, you know what the Oscars are going to try to do to be relevant? Include games. That's what they're going to try to do. And then there's going to be this whole upheaval, and people are going to be like, oh my God, that's what'll happen. I mean, you're probably going to have to deal with that earworm now. What? What? Now read that. Okay. Bacon wrapped deep fried turkey leg. Weird.
Thank you.
We're back. What's up?
The awards used to be an amazing thing, with flair and genuine celebration of cinematic achievement. Then people started triggering the awards and audiences realized how easy it is to do and it lost popularity.
Yeah, it's just everything's just a bleh. You know, it's like, why bother? And I'm tired of seeing like really, really super already rich people get more awards to say, great, I'm really happy you did a thing and you're super rich. You know, it's kind of annoying to me, actually. Especially in this day and age when it's like, 98% of the country is like, dude, where's my next paycheck, bro? My lights went out, And everyone's just like, oh, here you go. You're the best actor in our craft. Go slap somebody and go sit back down in your seat. It's like, what? I don't know. What's the point of the Oscars? So Hollywood can be self-congratulatory and be like, look what we did. That kind of thing. Award shows are just high school popularity games. They're buying the votes. It isn't judged by the audience or committee, just money. Yeah, it's like, I don't even care. It's like when movies are like, oh, it won the blah, blah, blah award. I'm like, oh, I don't care. Oh, whatever, the Sundance blah, blah, blah choice, whatever. I don't care. Is the movie good? Fine. Yeah, I don't even care about reviews at this point, let alone awards something receives. Hey, 80s good, miss normal good. Normal good. Yeah. The 80s, when your biggest thing was, what? You had to do a yacht race for the deed to somebody's house or whatever it was, or a ski race. Why was that always a thing? I felt like John Cusack always had to, like, get into a boat race or a ski race. It was always those two movies, but I feel like that was the 80s in general. It was just like regular, normal people or quirky outsiders had to, I guess, win something against some snobby rich people. Wow. Kind of like the way society still is. See, the 80s foretold the future. The future.
I haven't had this much support since the Wonder Bra.
No note, Midnight Archive. Thank you for the 1,000 bits. 1,000 bits. Thank you. I appreciate 1,000. That's big numbers. Colorful bits of color. Nice. Thank you. Appreciate it. 1980s was about the underdog. Yeah, what happened to the underdog? I think they just went under. I don't see a lot of good shows about underdogs anymore. Come on. Maybe that's why I kind of like some of the 80s things, because always like the weird, quirky character like ended up doing something good, you know? Kind of like all those John Hughes movies. They always had this quirky aspect, like Ferris Bueller. What do you call it? What was the other one? The Candles one, 16 Candles. I don't know if that was John Hughes. No, that was Pretty in Pink. Whatever. I don't know. I like when quirky people get successful. Gives me hope. I hear people at University of Oregon don't like to talk about Animal House that was filmed there. Oh, well, you shouldn't have had a film there. I mean, come on. We don't like that. University of Oregon. We ignore the fact that we have cinematic history here. Yeah, because it's Animal House. It's literally Jim Belushi. Whatever. Underdog movie with a beagle. Boo. 16 Candles was John Hughes, so it's pretty in Pink. Really? Both of them? Wow, that guy was all over the place. And Breakfast Club, right? Breakfast Club was John Hughes?
Support since the Wonder Bra.
Wow!
Hype train
How's
for
everyone doing
Pumpkin
this?
Guy and Dawn get well.
Ow! I'm well. Donna's the one that's got the migraine. Thank you, Spider. I appreciate 10,000 bits. What? 1,000 bits. I just think 10. My numbers are dyslexic. Whatever. Spider, thank you. I appreciate. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, both were. I think John Hughes only wrote and not directed one of those. Oh, all right. It's really funny that RoboCop was filmed in Dallas and takes place in Detroit. Oh, God. Oh, there's a trailer for the game. The game's coming out in like 2023. There's a RoboCop game coming out. Yeah. Also, if you like RoboCop, the TV series is going to be on Blu-ray. Apparently, there was a series. No train. I don't know what's going on. I didn't do nothing with the train. There should be a train. Is the train broken? I didn't change any settings. It's been like this since we started. Forever. Thank you for the follow. And Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club. Okay, whatever. Let's see. Well, heading out for work. Bye, everyone. Enjoy the rest of Sunday. Himself. Hey, try to enjoy work. Do something good. Shipped Allison Bender. Yeah, the quirky one. The one that just kept their mouth quiet in the back. That was pretty much your high school life. You were just that person really quiet in the background. Somebody said something. You're just like, meh. Weird. Yeah, people don't like when you're quiet. Learn that. That RoboCop TV series was terrible. Was it? I don't know. I didn't know it was a thing until recently.
I'd buy that for $1.
I'd buy that for $1. That's like that one line everyone knows from that. That and Dead or Alive, you're coming with me. I've accumulated a lot of stuff over the years since we started, and I'm going to go through it all today. Most likely I'm going to donate most of it. I have so many coloring books now. It's crazy. Yeah. So does Dawn. It's just so many coloring books that are everywhere. I crashed before it started. Go.
How are you doing, my fave Pumpkin?
All right.
Been sketching and scanning them into the computer
Nice.
and working on them in Krita.
Krita.
Slowly getting all the stuff I want for my channel together.
Mwah.
Anywho, good vibes to you, Jim, Dawn.
Good. Gonna lurk while doing my art. There you go. Lurk. Be well. Be productive. Seriously. Come on. Everyone needs to be. Sock Muppet, what's up? Thank you. Wang Chun. What? Oh. We actually got to see some movies. What did we watch? We watched Shang-Chi and Black Widow. We saw both of those. Black Widow was kind of just middle of the road. It was kind of like, yeah, here we go, superhero stuff. It was just there. It was like a 2.5 out of 5 for me. Shang-Chi, though, was actually pretty good. The end was a little bombastic, okay? It got a little bombastic towards the end, all right? But I appreciated the humor. And actually, the best actor in there was, who's the one that just played the friend? Shang-Chi's friend. She was amazing in that. I was like, every time she was doing stuff, it was fun. It was, like, good. But, yeah, no, that was all right. That was like a 3.5 out of 5 for me. That was pretty good. Other than that, I haven't seen anything else. That's it. I saw 2 movies in the last month, chat. I think internet or Twitch having issues today. Of course it is. Of course. I don't know. Let's see what we got. Whoop. You got auto modded. Recite one Robocop line. Yeah. I don't know. Hey, Pumpkin Guy, what's up? How's it going? Twitch just sent me a message of you streaming. Wow. Well, let's see. How long have we been on here? Let's see. We've been on for an hour and 49 minutes. It's like letting people know that a movie started when the end credits are rolling. Thanks, Twitch.
We all met here.
God. Sphinx Hijink, thank you for the sub. 58 months. Do you prefer Sega Genesis or SNES? Well, I had an SNES. I didn't have a Sega Genesis, so I would have to prefer the one I actually owned. What am I gonna do? It's like, do you like PlayStation 2 or Sega Dreamcast? I never owned a Sega Dreamcast. I got a PlayStation 2, all right? Well, what am I gonna do? Oh, hey, speaking of PlayStation, that PlayStation try to be equivalent to Xbox Game Pass. What's in that?
Candy comics shall be mine.
Hey!
Out of all the Mel Brooks films, for some reason Blazing Saddles eluded me for a long time and I finally got around to seeing it.
Nice. There you go. I know you got like a modern contextual mindscape processing that comedy there, so that's going to be a little rough. Oh, God. Go.
I just saw Morbius Friday. Please don't go see that movie.
What?
I only saw 40% of it because I couldn't stay awake.
What? It couldn't have been that bad. I don't know. That's like, really? You couldn't stay awake. Were you really tired going into it? That, I don't know. Yeah, I was wondering, did I, like, okay, well, aside from you, I fell asleep through it. Did anybody see that, and how was it? Glasgow thought it was okay. I love my PlayStation 2. Favorite game from it was Scarface, The World Is Yours. Yeah, I never played that. Blazing Saddles is still relevant today because the entire joke is that was the style of Wild West
Have a
times.
cookie.
This is true.
For your card game, are you going for Yu-Gi-Oh? Combine cards to make a combo, Magic Gathering style or Pokemon Battle style?
I think I'm going to go with probably a Magic the Gathering type thing, but with stuff others. It's weird. I haven't actually worked out the rule set yet. I got it. We're doing card battler / tactical, if that makes any sense. It doesn't. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Thank you. I liked it. It was about at least as campy as comics. Really? I Genesis in my deck somewhere. I think the raccoons play it. What? No. Take the Genesis away from the raccoons. No. Bum 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 bum. Favorite game was Jack and Daxter. My brother actually recommended it to me. Nice. Morbius wasn't that bad. The best part of the end credits. Yeah. Don't spoil it for people. What? Bum 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 bum. Yeah, I gotta tell you, I'm kind of tired of the end credit sequences that stuff inevitably has now, and you're just like, oh god. Like, quite literally, if you didn't see, like, Shang-Chi, you could literally watch the post-credit scene and be like, okay, that's how he's in there. All right, what's up? All right, and that's it. Like, the whole story is very... I thought the story was very kind of middle of the road, but the acting made it a little bit better. So, yeah. I don't want to give them too much away if people haven't seen it. I wish Naughty Dog would make at least one more. One more what? Daxter? Dexter? Jack and Dexter. This current batch of stamps is going to be printed for a while. Stamps? What? Final Fantasy VII is still the best OG game. Final Fantasy VII was pretty good. It was like one of those few games I actually had where it's like, yeah, Final Fantasy. PlayStation is still, insistent that they can't emulate PS3 games, but also Mark Cheney, Sony America, published a patent for single-thread GPU emulation that allows the PS5 to mimic PS3 hardware.
Look at those bits.
Go.
You should look at Odd Ones Out card game. It uses some YouTubers as characters.
Oh, God. I don't know. You know, I've had enough of YouTubers. Like, I can't even see their pictures on cards, frankly, at this point. Oh, God. Ugh. No, well, no, I don't. I wish people just said whatever. Okay, go ahead. I try to stay positive with the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. Yeah, for me, they've been hit or miss, and I go into those movies like, let's see what happens, But I don't get too invested into it. I think a lot of people get invested, and they're like, oh my god, this sucked. No. Odds one outs needs to quit. Why is that bad? Oh god, here we go. I don't know why Sony makes things hard for themselves. I wish they would just at least put the effort Microsoft does with backwards compatibility. Well, I mean, I've said this numerous times. Xbox, basically, when you put in an old game, it just boots up a 360 emulator, and boom, it works. And sometimes you don't even have to do that. But I don't know. I don't know what it is about Sony and their kind of, we don't want to do it kind of thing. What's the problem? Do they not know how to make, like, an emulator? Sony, I'm sure you've sued people for emulating. Why don't you hire some of them instead of suing them? Nintendo as well. Never got invested in Marvel Cinematic like Spider-Man, Deadpool. Yeah, where's my Deadpool 3? Damn it. It's the next movie I'm waiting for. Let me get more water. Ugh. I'm gonna have water this time. Ugh. I know it says coffee. I'm having water. Damn it. PS3 did not make any money back until after they dropped perfect compatibility for PS2, which is just weird business politics thing where they end up learning the wrong things from the bad decision. What? Yeah, but it used to be able to do that, and then now it doesn't. That's the thing. There's a possibility of it. Sony suffers from selfish child syndrome where they want to have all the toys and keep them all themselves and not let anyone play. I like Nintendo. Also, the fact that he completely overcharged the PS3 on launch didn't help them. The hacking situation, too. Yeah. It's about the money. Can't sell a port instead of maybe. Oh, God. Yeah, but I mean, dude, everyone's been just dealing with Nintendo porting over old games constantly, and people are just like, here, take my money. Why?
Sony once great seems to be run by greedy idiots where if you don't mention money making in every other sentence, they give blank stares and start to drool.
I don't know. Well, there's a fine line between art and commerce, and I think Sony just might be in the commerce realm of it, and they're like, yeah, we'll make something artsy, but, it better make money. It's like, bro, come on. Hey, I'm all for money, but you know what? One's enough, Actually, weirdly enough, the hacking situation didn't get bad until they dropped the ability to install custom OS. Oh. The PSD would have worked better if it used a simpler system than the cell architecture. I don't even know what architecture it used, so, yeah, interesting. But there's got to be a way to emulate that. PS5 should clearly be... Hold on.
Friday, I watched a surf guitar YouTuber Ryan Burke at 60 cycle hum shave off his Viking-style beard live. Wow. As he was cutting it, I kept waiting for a bunch of baby spiders to leap out of his beard. For a small channel, he had 650 live viewers, a lot of them throwing decent super chat bucks at him. Insane April's first VOD. I don't know. YouTube. Here's the thing. Oh, God. Because every once in a while, people are like, you should stream on YouTube. And I'm like, oh, God. I feel like it would be more chaotic there, Did I have, like, super strict mod tools that I can use and implement? Because I don't want mods having to run around slapping people all day. No, but all right, the PS5 should definitely have the specs to be able to emulate the PS3 and play a game. If it doesn't, then I don't know what they're doing wrong, because the Xbox could. Like the Xbox One, the old version of the X, not even the Series X. Okay, we're talking about the Xbox One. It's like literally out of the box. It was like, hey, you can play old games on this. That's what? How old is that now? Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for the line for your podcast. Slap everyone you disagree with. I'm waiting for you to make a version of that. No, God, I'm not going to do that. Slap them all. Yeah, Pilsy was out of control in that podcast. Just trying to slap people. I will slap them.
Thank you. Not slapping people? I'd pay to see that.
You got a big slappy hand. Oh, God. Bleh. On PC for PS2 games is working pretty well. It makes it extra inexcusable. Yeah, oh, God, really? There we go. I got a hey, it's an emulator on a PC for play PS3 games. See, that's what I need. I have like a handful of PS3 games. I'm like, I'd like to play this. The slappening. I call it the slappening. Our PC is 3. The PlayStation 3 emulator group has been able to emulate just about all PS3 games, even international ones. So seeing as Sony hasn't done it just comes down to greed. Yeah, I mean, I know Sony's a business, and they're like, hey, do we want to put a bunch of resources to emulate old games that probably not a lot of people are going to play for the sake of preserving the art? Or do we want to put more money towards this that will make us more money? I mean, they're going to be like, I want more money, but we could preserve art? No.
The PS3 has notoriously awkward architecture.
Really? Huh. Well, I don't know. A bunch of modders are able to emulate it, so what is Sony doing? Does Sony have anybody working on architecture, or are they just like... Like, what's going on? PS2 was worse. But people have emulated these things. Like, come on. There's a reason I still have a PS2. Yeah. Meanwhile, PlayStation thinks reverse compatibility is some cardinal sin. I don't know. I don't know, man. Backwards compatibility is so important, you know? I mean, PC does it. Xbox has been doing it fairly well. To just ignore all that, especially Nintendo and PlayStation, it's why would you let all that old content just be inaccessible or otherwise die? Essentially is what they're doing. They're like, whatever. We don't want to preserve it. Who cares? Like, come on.
Emulation on a PC is one thing, but emulation on another console is harder.
I don't know. Xbox did it. Like, that's the thing. They did it, and they did it years ago. So, like, what's going over on Sony? You know? If anything, they should have a PC-based operating system that would be able to emulate everything like everybody does on PC. Hey, somebody bought a sticker. Hey, the cute one. Nice. Thank you, someone. I didn't even think that scared me because that alert is just... Wow. Okay, it works. Hey, it works. Thank you. Stickers. I like that one. It's cute. Let's see. So what do people do with the old Sony systems? Do they get new ones and instantly throw out or destroy the old ones, or do they force you trade and then the old ones to get new ones? Here's the thing. I think if anyone cares about old PlayStation 1s or PS2s, they're going to keep those for parts, and they will learn how to build and repair them. You know, because I've done that with old tech where I'm just like, oh, I really like this device, and I want to make sure I can keep using it, and I'll repair them, I'll fix them. I did that with numerous iPods, and I'm just like, you know, because I like them, I still use them, you know. But, you know, a lot of people with gaming consoles, they'll learn how to do that, you know. There's tutorials for everything. You can always learn how to, you know, take it apart and put it back together. I still have all my PS. I have a PS2 from when I was a teen, yeah. I got the PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4. Don't have a PS5 because it's basically doesn't exist. I don't think it exists. Never seen one in real life. Love your podcast. Listen to them every time there's a new one. Thank you. And I really enjoy the music you've been doing. Thank you. Love listening to it while I'm drawing and coloring. Yes. Thank you. Appreciate it. They even listen to the podcast. Nice. Thank you. Yeah, we've been trying to roll those out on Twitch, too, just as a backup because, you know, YouTube is YouTube. I never know what I can talk about on YouTube. It's like, it's still hit or miss. It's been 5 years since the culling that they've done. And it's just like,
Notice me.
Everything's still...
My cousin has an Xbox that has a hard drive installed that has every original Xbox game emulated on it.
Nice. See, that's some like nice customization there. Nice. I want that. Oh, man. Thank you. I've done that with the DS. Top screen not working, floppy. Yeah, dude, it's just, you fix things where you pair it, There's always somebody out there who knows how to do it, too. So if there's something you really like, you can always get it repaired. Talk about some serious topics. Demonetize. Yeah, really don't get that either. Well, here's the thing, and I understand the approach to that is because so many people have abused that platform over the years. It's like now it's kind of like they have to do something about it. So I don't know who to fault here, YouTube or the users. It's really just a hellscape of just everybody putting out garbage. So somebody's got to clamp down on it. And unfortunately, the decent stuff or the thought-provoking stuff ends up in the mix. But this is like ye olden conversation that just goes in a cycle and never gets fixed. Explanation of cell in the Discord. Oh, there you go. Nice. I got rid of most of my consoles. No real interest in games anymore. Just the Wii and PS2 now. Yeah. Well, I know we had some good games.
Lobster rolls.
Go.
Like you said in the last Foamy rant. Normies.
And it kind of ruined the internet. Oh, you're the someone. Thank you, Adventure. Thank you for buying a sticker. Boom. Stickers. Yeah. Damn normies. Both are at fault. YouTube for attacking everyone that breathes and that user for exploiting that. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like it's a crap show over there. So, and that's every platform. I mean, even here, like I said earlier, Twitch rolled out that channel boost thing where, chat was actually able to, boost a channel to get in front page with like points or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. And somebody ruined it like day one. They're like, oh, okay, let's troll the front page and get some adult content on a channel, featured. And of course, now they had to get banned. They had to remove the thing. And I'm like, internet, you want to know why you're making life difficult just for so many people by doing that. Here's a tool in place to help smaller channels actually get featured. And it's like, nope, we're going to abuse that. Get rid of it. So now the small channels are like, well, I guess I'm just going to stick with the 12 viewers I have. That's just weird. But whatever. Yeah, because they wanted the boost. Yeah, streams. Yeah, that's what I don't understand. It's like, why would you do that? You literally just ruin it for everyone. And I know it's for the lulz. But lulz have impact, bruh. SNES, GameCube, PS2, Xbox One, S, Switch, and Game Boy Advance. ASMR swimsuits and bathtubs. I don't think you want to put the mic in the bathtub, but I guess they'll figure that out. What? We really appreciate the Squirrels Robot podcast because it's honestly a breath of fresh air in comparison to most others. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Bump, 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 bump. Breath of fresh air. Yeah. I don't know. It's difficult being on the internet. Let me get more coffee because I know I got more. It's here somewhere. Boom. All right. Now, we got a problem here, Chad. All right. Let me tell you what my problem is. Artists, right, very rarely have issues. Okay? Well, aside from finances. But when it comes to like art supplies, if you're an artist, you're a creative type, or, you got a favorite type of tool, as artists usually do. You find your pens, you find your paper, you find all that fun stuff you usually like. Boom.
Did you see where YouTube now stops you if you say anything offensive in comments? It prompts you to approve if you want to call someone an a-hole before it lets you post it. LOL, Twitch does it too.
Yeah. Now everyone's like, are you sure you want to say that? Yes, I do. This person really is an a-hole. All right. Enter, 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 enter. Yes, approve. Two-factor. Fine. Yes. Yeah, they really are. And I can understand that. It gives a toxic person a second to say, all right, do I really want to say this? And it gives you a little time out, and it makes you think about your action, because a lot of platforms are very reactionary. How could you... Oh, you didn't watch the whole video. Oh, we explained that at the end. Oh, sorry. I'm just going to leave this comment up here, though, because you're a beep, I get that. And again, the internet did that. So thanks, internet. Tools. The tools of the trade, all right? Here's the thing. we use a particular sketch pad. All right, now these sketch pads are getting a little dicey to come by. All right, here, let me bring them out here. Look at me a second. All right, boom. This is one of them that I use, right? All right, it's a Piccadilly sketchbook, all right? People are like, Piccadilly? Yeah, whatever. It's black and orange. I like that. There's other ones with different things. Hold on, where's the other one? It's kind of like, there's this one. It's got that weird thing, you know, where it's like got that, the waves, Japan waves. All right, it's a sketchbook. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, I don't care which one, what the cover is. Here's the thing. I can't find these things. I searched a multitude of places. I emailed the people who make this, and they're like, we're not going to get back to you. They didn't get back to me. It's been a week. All right? God, every time I bring something out here, it always messes up green screen. All right. But here's the thing. I'm looking for these things. I found the last 5 online, which are affordable. Okay? I'm not going to eBay and being like, oh, okay, $35 for a sketch pad. All right? No. All right? Here's the thing. I like these because they got the top flippy thing. So I can hold it in my hand and I can just draw and not have the extra thing hanging out the side. You know what I'm saying? I like the top flippy. It flips up. I like that. All right, here's the thing. When I first got a hold of these things, I bought about 50 of them. Okay? And they were relatively cheap. I found them at Barnes & Noble. They were like $5 a piece. I'm not even joking. I bought like 50 of them. Person at the counter thought I was insane. I am literally on my last one, okay? And now I found 5 on Barnes & Noble, the website. That was it. Now they're gone. So now I got to look for new sketch pads, because I don't think they even make these anymore. Remember, it's got to have the top flippy. All right, I found another one, right? I don't know when it's going to get to me. I had to order it from some site. We're going to see what happens. The paper's a little thicker, all right? Go.
So you like steno-style sketch pads?
Yeah, they call them whatever, wire things or something, I guess, whatever. But I don't even know what they're called. But, dude, it's the paperweight, all right? This is 120 gram. 120 gram, that's basically like, I don't know what that is. What is that in paperweight? Like, what do they call it as pound weight goes? I don't know. But whatever, I need a certain weight. It had really good paper. It was nice. It was almost bleed proof kind of thing. And now I'm upset, all right? Now I'm upset. Because then after this, I only have 5 pads left, which are still being shipped to me. And then I got to go through the arduous journey of finding a new sketch pad of that size that I actually like, that the paper is good. All right? And hey, artists, you ever have a favorite pen you can't find? Favorite paper? All that kind of thing? Even, hey, people who are into a particular kind of makeup. You know when they discontinue your makeup and then you got to find a new one? It's like that. All right? It's crazy. It's not cardstock. I'm just saying. Office Depot. No, I checked. I literally, if you want a list of the places I checked, I checked places in Canada, okay? Literally. Any online store that I could think of, everything. I did the Blick people, like a bunch of art places that just deal with primarily fabric. Every bookstore that I could think of. I went to the website and you're like, oh, find our products at these retailers. I checked every one of them. I checked everything. I checked local supermarkets. There's nothing. They don't exist. I don't know if they don't not readily available or they're just stopping making those, but I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed.
Pedro.
Go.
I've had that happen with pre-made spice mixes. McCormick used to make this smoking sweet tea marinade that went so well with chicken, and then it was discontinued and nothing quite matches up to it.
Right? See, there's always that one thing that you really, really love that eventually gets discontinued, and you're like, nah. You know, and then what are you going to do? I'm telling you. You know? And yes, I even checked the local Stop and Shop. Like, I'm not even joking. I went there and I went through the office thing and they're like, no, they don't have anything. They have like that weird ruled paper for schools and that's about it. Pearl paint, checked. Yes. Everything. Go.
Pumpkin guy feeling the supply chain. Link symbol.
Wait. Hold on. Yeah. I mean, it took a while, but, you know, if I, oh, God, I didn't even think about paper issues because, I bought so many of these pads from God, how long ago? We're talking like pre-pandemic, honestly. This is how long I've had these sketch pads.
I found some of the flip top on Amazon. I'm sending the link and whisper.
Are they actually, that's the thing, are they actually there? Because last time I checked, they weren't there. And they were expensive. Here's the other thing. The problem, right? The problem is, hey, I got to get these cheap, all right? I'm not paying $13, $14 for these things, okay? Usually I can get them for $5. That's the problem. Highest I go is $7. That's it. I know it's a write-off, but I don't care. Just because it's a write-off doesn't mean I got to spend a bunch of money, all right? From the before times. Yes, from the before times. When you could go out and browse stores and shops and see the wares that were contained within. You could walk freely from aisle to aisle and wouldn't have to scamper away at the sight of another human being. Look, beyond the ever-filled coffee area, sketch pads, as far as the eye could see. From the before times.
I used to buy spice mixes, but after experimenting with combinations, I prefer to make my own spice mixes. It's cheaper and makes more.
Yeah, this is true. But, you know, I know some people find certain things that they like, and then it's like you have to make it yourselves if you know how. But I don't know how to make paper, okay? Hey, locally in New York, there's a limited amount of trees, okay? You know, if I take one tree down, a cop isn't going to notice, okay? Because then it's like there's only going to be 4 left. Scamper. Yes, scamper. Scamper away from fellow humans, for you do not know if they were diseased or not. This was in the before times. You wouldn't have to scamper. Yeah, so I check everywhere for a decent sketch pad, and it's just a pain in the butt looking for a good one, especially one that's out of print. Yep. Yeah, paper isn't exactly easy to make. Yeah, it's not like I could just sit there and just be like, oh, I'm going to make some paper today. Yeah. Oh, God. Not unless you're Williamsburg, then the cops will beat your butt. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, so I'm gonna be like looking for these sketch pads now forever. I only have basically 100 pieces of paper left to work out my ideas before I got to start trying to get new ones. And this is what bugs me. I hate testing out new papers. I mean, for like really, really good paper, I'll get the Borden and Riley sketch pads, which I have a bunch of because I got them on discount. And I'm stacked on those, but they're big and they're cumbersome. I don't like that. I don't know. I kind of like working small now, you know? So the actual manufacturers of Sketchpad said they don't have or don't make that one anymore. I don't know. I'm waiting for them to get back to me. I emailed them and they're just like, I guess we're not going to answer this one. Yeah.
A human did a thing.
Go.
I'm seeing so many videos of people walking in pretty empty malls. Weird for me since I remember when you could get everything you needed at the mall. Now, they are just empty shells for mall walkers.
Yeah, pretty much. Malls used to be fun. Yeah, it's a 6x8. Small pad. Well, they consider it medium, all right? That's technically considered a medium size for the Piccadilly brand. Yeah, but yo, malls, you know, in the before times. You know, you could go from mall to mall. If you wanted a pretzel, you could get a pretzel, you know. If you wanted to pet a puppy at the local pet store, you could do that rather than see the skeletal bones of the remains of unloved puppies that were never petted. This was the before times. Now, there are no pretzels. Just bones. And that one overpriced clothing shop that somehow still manages to stay in business. And the occasional masseuse kiosk. Come over here. We shall touch you. No, thank you. I miss going to the mall. Dude, I stopped going to the mall when record stores and music stores and video stores ceased to exist. You know? Because you could get stuff super cheap in them. You know? But then it's just like everything closed up. And going to GameStop over and over again to see the same banged up game cartridges and stuff like that or discs is just pointless for me. And the mattress shop. Yeah. The one mattress shop. But nobody bounces on the mattress. They just lay there, waiting to die. In the before times, it wasn't so. It was a joyous atmosphere amongst malls. It didn't feel like a shambles of a place. Go.
Speaking of artists, a good manga to look at is called J.i.M Otsuka Art Design Class by Satoko Kinyuduki. It's great if you are a beginner artist as it goes over art rules and styles with a great storyline as you...
Follow several girls in art college in Japan, a series of 6 books, and short anime series. What was the weird last anime series somebody sent me that dealt with art? I think it was the art club has a problem or something. I don't know what it was. I didn't even get a chance to watch it. Oh, God.
One of the malls in my area has been empty for years. It was converted to low-income apartments.
Oh, that's the thing.
I thought that was a really good use of such a large space.
Exactly. I think most malls should be reconverted into, low-income apartments. But apparently they're doing it for fancy people in certain areas where it's like, they make it this promenade of lush apartments. And I'm just like, come on, dude. They have a favorite shop in the malls back in the day. Basically any music store. I really miss browsing for music. It's not the same doing it online. It's like a tiny little graphic for music that you haven't even really. I loved just buying an album randomly that I had no idea what it sounded like. I literally went either off the record label, the album artwork, or if I knew who the producer was, I would pick it up based on that because that used to mean something back in the day. Now it doesn't. It was fun. I found some good stuff that way. Also remember some of the arcades in those places. Yeah, I've never been to a mall locally where there was an actual arcade in there. Which is weird. You figured there would be one, but I mean, there was a couple of malls with movie theaters that had an arcade game in it, like a crane game or something, but other than that. Mr. Arcades I used to enjoy back in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, all that's gone. All the good stuff is gone. Speaking of that, if you like nostalgia for old arcades, there's the, what was that anime you watched relatively recently? High Score Girl. It takes place in the 90s where like these kids are hanging out in arcades and stuff. It's quaint as animes go, but there's a lot of little gaming factoids in there, which gets a little nauseating after a while. No, because I don't really care about some geeky kid being all like, oh, well, if you do this in a game, man, they'll be like, it's just like, shut up, dude. Mall apartments should be focusing more on essential needs and affordability than luxuries. Yeah, that would be ideal, but, society. FYE back in the day had some good anime finds. LC arcade with DDR and fighting pads. Nice. The irony that I recently witnessed was Memory Lane's Antique Mall was shut down and completely abandoned, just like my memories have left me. Yeah, I mean, dude, as far as retail shops go, usually the only places that are going to stay open are probably mattress stores and clothing stores and food places, like eateries. Because basically it's like you want to try on the clothes. You really can't do that online. Maybe a musical instrument shop, maybe, but I doubt it. High Score Girl. Yeah, make it sheet fair. Yeah, pretty much it was like 100% Street Fighter in that. It was a Street Fighter. Street Fighter 2 was awesome, but I think that anime kind of made me just be like, all right, dude, shut up with Street Fighter. Yeah. See y'all next time. Brian out. Thanks for being here. FAO Schwartz was fun to visit in the mall. Is that one like completely closed? Because I think there was one in New York that like the iconic one from Big and all that the old movie. And that closed for a little while. I think they reopened it, but I'm not sure. It became this quirky like national landmark kind of thing. Not like legit on paper, but you know what I'm saying. The only places I've been playing arcade games are like conventions and a cruise ship. Really? Cruise ship. Nice. That must affect the pinball though, right? Stop tilting. I'm not tilting. It's the boat, bro. No. Houston. FAO Schwartz. Yeah, may the Schwartz be with you. You have all the traffic. Yeah. Bar arcades exist for people who want to relive the classic arcade experience. Yeah, but then I got to deal with drunks around me. So that's not really, well, we've been to some weird, thanks for the follow. We've been to some weird arcades. I was like, it was so weird. There would be, like a lot of just, your average kids playing arcade games, but then you just have these like weird drunk teens in there, just like spilling beer all over the place. And then the guy who was like giving out coins and stuff, he would be like, yeah, guys, come on, don't drink here. But then he'd give him like a 6-pack and he would kind of shut up. It just kind of ruined it for everybody. And then the one that you went to, it got like really seedy. There was like violence happening there. It's like people were just getting kicked out and stuff. It was crazy. Dave and Buster's are full of drunk players. Yeah, it's like people can, do whatever they
you.
want. It's just, hold on.
Speaking of retro stuff, my roommate played the old dial-up sound on his PC a few months back. The sound sent me out of my body for a moment, then was able to tell him to cut it out. That darn sound is haunting to me for some.
I don't know, dude. It's probably very calming and nostalgic because it was it's the sound of the internet when it meant something. It was like accessing knowledge, and the web was like an event. It wasn't something you had in your phone. You're just like, yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah, the internet, world knowledge. Okay, whatever. It's stupid. Back then it was just. All right, I'm logging on any second. Oh, redialing. Oh, God. Come on. Thanks for the follow. I don't know. It was more fun. I know that's why I appreciated the internet more back in the day, because it was like, I don't know. There was less internet, but I think you appreciated it more because it was just so time consuming to navigate it. And I think it was more annoying to come across something you hated and being like, ugh.
We all got excited when we signed on and heard you've got mail.
You've got mail. Do I? Yeah. Now we don't even check our mail. It's just like, eh. But there you go. 10 hours later, the browser finally finished loading. Yeah. Dude, you'd have to be really picky and choosy of what games or, I guess cartoons you would watch on Newgrounds, because it took 10 minutes for them to load. It was insane. I'll catch you later on Wednesday. I gotta go to get some food. You're gonna have something besides coffee. Boo. If you eat the beans directly, that's technically food. I'm just saying. Look at this one. They want something other than coffee. They want solids all of a sudden. Beans are a solid.
Te adoro.
Okay. Sheesh. What's up? Thank you for the 75 bits. What's up? Thank you. What's up? Oh, man. No. Get off the internet. I have to make a call. Yeah, there was all that, too. I don't know. It's just more fun. Yeah. I got to tell you, playing Warcraft on dial-up and then getting a phone call was, oh, God, middle of a raid. And yes, you could play Warcraft on dial-up back in the day. Also remember a lot more local coffee places and malls way back. Yeah, that was the other thing. There was always a coffee place. Yeah. Now you're lucky if you find one that's not a Starbucks. It's always Starbucks. Also remember a lot of more local. I read that. Oh, God, I literally just 80. What?
Notice
80
me.
log mom. Go.
Someone picks up the landline and knocks you off the internet, and you're almost done downloading something that took 3 days.
All right. But you really appreciated it when that download finished. You were like, oh my God, I got a Metallica song. It only took 4 hours. Ugh. That's crazy. And that was really scary because they would compress the hell out of music so you can download it quicker. Oh, God. Oof. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let me get more coffee. Because I have some. Boom. Mm-mm-mm. And it's gone. Yeah. I remember downloading 20 megs took 24 hours. Wow. I think the lowest speeds we ever had was 56K, though. 56K dial-up was that was it. We didn't have the 28K or 14 whatever before that, or it was, no. So at least it was workable, But you really had to pick and choose what you wanted to download. Remember trying to do multiple downloads from Napster or LimeWire? It was like, oh, God. Napster killed the music biz. It was kind of on its last legs to begin with. In all seriousness. But, fair share. I don't know. I just said, God, upload speeds were terrible, too. Ugh. But whatever. So much stuff. Go.
LimeWire. You never knew if you were getting what you wanted or a virus that would destroy your entire computer.
Yeah, oddly enough, my dial-up years, you know what I was using? A Mac. I had just this old jank Mac with a hard drive of 2 gigs. 2 gig. 2. All right? And its RAM was in the Ks. You know what I'm saying? What? 512 I think that was too beefy as well. I don't even remember. It was old. We had 2 phone lines. Had a shotgun modem. I used both lines. Nice. That's fancy. Dun, dun, dun. Do I want to download Lift Right? Yeah. Looking for things. But I know I didn't really have to worry a lot about virus stuff early days of internet because Mac at that point. Sorry, PG, but new Macs are jank as hell. Or as well. Yeah, but I haven't... Oh, God. The only other Mac I have an old... A couple of old ones that are technically still in use here. But they're... I keep them around because they're like quirky. You know? It's like having that old... kind of thing. I don't even think I can get on the internet anymore with them. I gotta try that. My old Mac never got a virus. Yeah, because nobody wrote viruses for Macs. It was just like, you know... what am I gonna do with that? Ranger Zero, what's up? How's it going? I have a vivid memory of downloading CS, Counter-Strike 1.6, taking 3 to 4 hours. Yeah. Dude, my worst nightmares for dial-up era was getting an update in Warcraft. I was like, oh my God, I guess I'm not playing for the next 3 days. Dude, it was rough. And dude, I'm so glad they actually like, you know, because it wasn't one of those downloads where if it stopped, it would just corrupt it and it wouldn't work, you know? So it was like you had to do it incrementally. I was like, oh, God. Yeah, it was crazy. But, Yeah, so the Macs, I wonder if I could stream from an old Mac here. I think I can. I could just hook it up to a capture card, right? We should do that one normal stream day. I would love to do that because I got some like old garbage we can just go through, like old software. I wonder if I still have the original Alice game that ran on the Mac. I think I do somewhere. Yeah. But, dude, just to look at that interface and all the old-timey crap, you'd just be like, oh, my God, look at the old iTunes and that weird visualization they had when you played music. I should just do that. It should be my screensaver. Yeah. But there you go. And hold that thought.
Now we throw a tantrum if a download takes longer than 30 seconds regardless of size.
Free. Exactly. Hold that thought. Because chat's broken. Yet again. I don't know why this happened. But... All right, now it's moving. All right. Yeah, if I miss things, that's just because chat has crashed for some reason. So I don't know why, but there you go. You're now reminding me of the days of Unreal with a ping of 400, 450. Yep. Dude, I was super happy when, my Warcraft had a ping of, 125. I was like, oh, my God, this is the best day ever. Yeah. And then, 3 o'clock would roll around and all the kids would get home. I always knew when the kids got home because everyone would get wrecked in battlegrounds. Let's see. Alice. No, the original Alice. Not Alice Madness. Let's see. Your stream's normal? No, like a normal, not a Wednesday or a Sunday, like a different day. Go.
I've seen an Atari 2600 hooked up to a stream.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always a way to do it. It's just like, do I want to go through that trouble? That's the thing. Am I lazy? That's the question mark. I remember having a program on PC that was downloader that could save partials, so in case of disconnection, it would save the thing. See, that would have been super useful for me because there have been so many times I got knocked off the internet, like back then, and I was like, oh my God, I got to re-download this. It was terrible. Let's see. Let's see. Not sure if anyone said you're lazy. Who? Me? I'm not lazy. You're lazy. Who said lazy? Bump, bump. Average Joe back suddenly when I get a 450 to 450. Oh my God, I'm psychic. Yeah. I remember using Newgrounds mostly as a gaming platform. I would watch some animation, but avoided them due to how much time it took to load. Yeah, dude, it was kind of like, again, you really had to pick and choose. You know, but I'm saying I'm glad technology advanced to the point that it is now because, dude, dial-up, I would not be able to stream. And if I did, it would look like garbage. But I don't know. It's like there's been a trade-off. It's like the scarcity of stuff is non-existent, so everything's been devalued quite a bit. But my dad yelling at me and my sister because we would be downloading whatever we wanted and the computer would get a virus, then we'd have to pay to fix the computer. Yeah, back then, if you got a virus, a lot of people didn't know how to fix it. Right now, you can just, run a free program and it'll just take everything out. But, be wary of what you click on. Apple HQ, someone turned on an old Mac. You imagine? Look at this, dude. Look how old this thing is. He used it. No, the two Macs we have is an iBook from like 2008, maybe? I think 2000, maybe 2008. And then we got a flipping one of those all-in-ones that we found at a thrift store for like $35. Or it's 25. One of those. I guess they just wanted it out of there. But it works. I always have a backup. All right. Bump, bump, bump. Yeah. Still haven't played that. No, that's somebody else. That's somebody else. No. All right. I'm getting water. Why am I throat? Ah. Oh, I got to show you the thing I got. I got a thing. Hold on. All right. Generally, I don't order stuff for myself because I'm cheap. I'm cheap. I don't like spending money. All right? But I ordered some. I'm getting it. Hold on. Then I got another thing to show you. All right. Green screen's probably going to make it a little jank, but whatever. Okay. All right. A lot of people know I like the band, boom, Psycho Stick, right? They always look like they're having fun. Psycho Stick. All right, so here's the thing, right? I ordered the new album that came out. Boom. Yes, I ordered it. They didn't send it to me for free, okay? They're musicians. They got to get paid. It's Psycho Stick and stuff. Yeah, it's an album. All right, it came out. But people are like, well, what's the big deal? You bought yourself a Psycho Stick album. What do you want, a flippin' award? No, I got something better. They sent this, and I didn't even realize they sent it. Like, I thought it was like a folded up little thing there of nonsensical promotional materials. Let me show you what they sent me. Right? I think they sent it to everybody, but I appreciate it. Hold on. They don't know who I am. Okay. Boom. All right, let's go full screen for this. Yeah. Dude, it is a signed poster. It's a signed mini poster, Psycho Stick. Look at this. All right, green screen's messing it up. But literally, those are signatures there. They're actual signatures. They signed it. Signed it. They did it. My green screen is terrible. I hate this thing. Look at this. It's like a weird out of focus thing from wherever. Whatever. It's signed and I'm happy. Thank you, Psycho Stick. I think they just gave it to people who did pre-orders, but I wasn't expecting it, so that was kind of cool. I want that hat. I want a little hat like that for me. Yeah? I don't know. For those who don't know who Psycho Stick is, they make crazy, fun metal music. They don't take themselves seriously, clearly. And they just came out with a new album. They have a ton of albums, but they also do live concerts on Twitch, so... Dude, if you want something different and fun, I would watch it. I would literally toss them a follow. I follow them. Yeah. I commend you, Psycho Stick, for doing what you do. For music is terrible, and you make it less terrible. All right? Especially Moose Guy back there. I like Moose Guy. He's fun. I feel like he's doing a Will Smith slap. He's just like, psh. All right, whatever. I'm done showing off. There you go. Psycho Stick and stuff. What? Dude, it's cool. Shut up. I got something cool I wanted to share with people. All right? God. Link to chat in stream. What? Dude, it's literally Psycho Stick.
It's crazy that almost everything on the net is behind a paywall and they hate it when you use a pop-up blocker.
Oh, yeah. I love that, right? Hey, you guys are using... Would you turn off your pop-up blocker? No, you're IGN. You get paid enough. But please, we really need your help. No, you don't. You're getting free games and free stuff, and I'm sure people are paying you to review their stuff. Okay? No. These ad blockers stay on. Love Psycho Stick. Yeah, so it's twitch.tv/Psycho Stick. They exist. I'm just saying. What? It's fun. No, I think there needs to be more bands like that out there that do something fun with music as opposed to just being like, I want to say bland, you know? I mean, they do good stuff, and they are good live. You know, they are like, you ever hear a band live and you're like, ooh, yeah, I can see where the studio work comes in there. Dude, they sound good. They sound good live. All right. No one have heard of it. What? Bump, 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 bump. To have a general idea of how old I am, I used Windows 95 on my school days. School days. Time to make Pumpkin Guy a hat. I don't really need a hat. Bump, 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 bump. No, rid of that. They are so much fun. Yes. I remember that there was a death metal band would make songs about random things. What? Like a really good steak. Yeah, that's pretty much Cycle Stick. What? They have a song about beards. They have a song about dogs. They have a song about beer. They have a song about a broken car. They have a lot of songs. They have songs about being antisocial.
It's a raid. Destroy them all with power hugs and treats.
Mr. Massive, thank you for the raid. Party of five, welcome. Hope you're doing well on this Sunday. Fun day. Doing the thing that we do. What's up? Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Appreciate. I bring people. They bring people. People are like, why am I here? What have you thrown me into? They have a song about only being able to count to 4. There you go. They have a song about beer, man petting a really good dog. Yes. They have a lot of fun songs. We're talking about Psycho Stick. For those who just got here. All right, Psycho Stick. Psycho. Dude, come on, they're fun. Just need to know to measure your head before making it. Unless you're like, I don't know how big my head is. Who measures their head? Shut up. You know what I'm saying? God. I actually remember the phrase, you should at that. You should at that? You should out that. You should at that? At that? Bring all the peeps. What, the marshmallow ones? Marshmallow peeps. They still make those, right? I don't know. It's like sugar coated with sugar. I don't think I need to be eating that. You imagine? Oh, God. Are you live? Oh, tentacles are moving, so sorry. Oh, there you go. Okay. Did when I got a fursuit. Only then. They see me to death. There you go. A good tape ruler will work for head measurements. Yeah, you think I'm sitting around here with tape measures and things? Measuring things like, oh, let's see how big this is. No, I don't care. All right. I forgot Cycle Stick made the Obey the Beard song. Obey the Beard. What was the other one they did about food? The burrito? Not the burrito. Eggs, bacon, and sausage. It's like literally the name of the song, and I forget the meal. Oh, that was terrible. You had maple peeps. They were so good. Really? Maple? They make maple peeps. Oh, snap. Dude. Back with roast beef and Swiss pizza. Roast beef and Swiss pizza? That is I've never heard of that combination in my life. Roast beef and Swiss pizza. I almost want to call Dawn in for that. What? That sounds like it's really good. Wow. Huh. Got some crazy specialty place where you are. Or did you make it yourself? Suddenly I remember Space Brain Collective. Half their songs were like a fellow called Nick and his bag of beep. And another of a guy with too many shirts stuffed in a washing machine. Too many shirts stuffed in a washing machine. Doesn't spin as fast as it can be. I don't know. Weird songs like that. That's bonkers. It is bonkers. Roast beef and Swiss pizza? Well, I mean, I think anything you make a sandwich out of, you can put on pizza. You know? Except peanut butter and jelly. But I'm sure somebody's done that. Now I'm hungry for pizza. Yeah, I got a frozen little jammy I can toss in the oven. I'll probably do that later because now I want pizza. Thanks, chat. Now I got to eat pizza. God. I got to eat pizza now. God. Works really well. Huh. Weird. I don't know. I guess that's everyone's homework for today. Have a weird pizza this week. Have a weird pizza this week. Weird pizza. Gonna have it weird. The weirdest thing you can put on a pizza. I think a peanut butter and jelly pizza would probably work, but I don't know. Some people like peanut butter and jelly on like an English muffin, but I don't like warm peanut butter. It gets like oozy and weird, so I don't think it would work on a, jelly is fine if you bake it, because then it gets like, what do they call it? Caramelized. It's pretty good. My favorite pizza is always weird. Nice. Mexican style is great. Bum, 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 bum. Trying to think what else I could put on a pizza now. You can make a ham sandwich pizza, right? I mean, essentially, it's just bread. It's like whatever warm sandwich bread thing would work, it will work. Well, warm peanut butter sounds gross. It does sound gross, but people eat it. I'm just saying. What? That's like when people put cream cheese on a toasted bagel. I find it weird because it gets all melty and gross. No, I like my cream cheese to be a solid. Avocado sauce can be used to make pizzas. There's avocado oil. Avocado sauce? All right. Yeah. I mean, it's sweet. What? Swedish man put kiwi on a pizza. Kiwi? Ugh. Might make brownies. Make brownies. There you go. Potatoes. Nope. What? Potatoes on pizza? You could probably do that. Might be like chip-like. Yeah. How about potatoes au gratin pizza? That would be pretty good, actually. That'd be amazing. You get it nice and crispy. Oh, that's so good. My sister and I love Cheese Whiz on Pop-Tarts. I find that weird. Cheese Whiz on Pop-Tarts. I feel like the Pop-Tarts are bad enough for you without adding Cheese Whiz. It's like you're doubling down on the, Russian roulette of food. That's culinary Russian roulette, if you ask me. I mean, if they had put pineapple on pizza, then who's to say kiwi can't be on it? I think people will just put anything on pizza right now to just say they put it on there and then kind of troll the internet and be like, I eat pizza with blah, blah, blah on it. Fight me. It's like, oh, here we go. You're one of those people. No, there are those type of people on the internet that are like, I do this. Fight me. I'm like, I don't care. But I put pineapple on pizza. Aren't you going to say something about it so we can have an argument? Nope, don't care. But it's pineapple. Don't care. But it's on pizza. It's like that old thing that everyone argues. Don't care. What do you mean you don't care? Well, you like eating it? Go ahead and eat it. But you have to argue with... No, I don't. But you're arguing now, if you think so. But I put pineapple... Shut up. But if you put it on there, it's... Shut up. I'm just saying. I like to cause arguments. Go argue with yourself. Anyway. There's always that person. There's always that person. Yeah. No, dude, you knock the wind out of a conversation like that, they get even more frustrated. Yeah, it's just like, but we're just supposed to argue about it, man. Look at this. See? Somebody like that. Pumpkin on pizza. Don't care. If you want to argue about pineapple pizza, go find an Italian guy. I'm an Italian guy. I don't care. What do I care? Dude, I don't like fish. I'm not a big fan of pineapple on pizza, but you know what? I find it weird enough to not even have, but I haven't had it, so why am I going to judge? I don't care. I don't care if you have pineapple on pizza. I don't care.
Have a cookie.
Go.
Let me break it down for you. I'm saying no to your passive-aggressive attempt at starting an argument.
There you go. Exactly. People are like, but that's that's what the internet do. Yeah, well, I'm not the internet. You can be the internet. The internet sucks. You want to suck? Go ahead. But shut up. Ree. And then they get angry and start yelling at you. Anyway. Maybe starfruit on pizza too then? I don't know. You put everything on pizza. You know what? I don't know. Okay. Wade's pineapple and black olive, sweet and salty, is pretty tasty. I'm kind of wondering how pineapple anchovy would be. I don't know. I'm not an anchovy person, so I don't know. I don't think Dawn would attempt anchovies and pineapple. She'd probably be like, no, I can't ruin the anchovies. I would be a bit inclined to try it if it's one of my favorite fruits or meats on a pizza. I'll give it a shot. Yeah. Because if you think about it, pizza's just bread and a sauce, a kind of sauce. So whatever works with those flavors, it's fine. Dun, dun, dun. I have to argue with my cats enough each day. I don't need it elsewhere. You argue with your cats? And what are they doing? I've never had to argue with my cats. I just like, stop that. And it's like, me.
Thank you.
Hey, Shame of the Glass Mountain. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Thank you. What? I'm just saying. Thanks for the follow. I always feel like that should make a noise, but it doesn't. I don't know why. Let's see. Microman, what's up? Hello, I hope everyone is having an amazing night or day, and if you're not, I hope it gets better. Nice. Thank you. See? First time chatting, that was good. That was good. I've had people that first chat and they're like, what's up, plebs? You know, that kind of thing. And you're like, really? You're going to walk a room like that? That was good. That was good vibes right there. Good job. I do enjoy friendly debates, though. They're a great way to expand your perspective. Yeah, I don't mind friendly debates. It's just when somebody throws something out there to instigate. There's a fine line. Yeah. It's like, okay, are we cracking the door open to, an intellectual, existential debate, or are you just trolling and you're going to start flipping a table when I disagree with you? Yeah. I know there's no real happy medium anymore, so I just assume 90% of the people are table flippers. Make it sound good. Yeah. I have arguments with Gizmos every other day about why he can't have a second serving of his food. Well, here's the other thing. If you're going to argue with something, make sure the other half understands words. Yeah. I know dogs understand words, but they're not going to, I can't sit there and argue with a dog and be like, yeah, well, okay, here's the reason why you can't have a second helping, because medically speaking, there are these things that happen with your body, blah, blah, blah. And the dog is just going to stare at you looking sad, saying, more food. The avatars are awesome. The avatars are awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. What? Dropping off have to adult? Boo! Why? Why? No! 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 No. My dog tries arguing with me all the time. I feel like you start the arguments, Bloody Angel. I feel you would be that person to start an argument with the dog, like, what's your problem? And the dog just looks up from their basket and they're like, what's going on? You're just going to lay there? Let's see. Are you a pumpkin puppet? I don't know. I don't think I like the term puppet. It's kind of offensive. It's like somebody's pulling my strings. I'm stringless here. Look at that. Hey. Nobody pulls my strings. Pull the string. Let's see. Too, but it's hard not to respond when he's responding or barking, growling, whining at me like he's trying to argue about his rights. Eating my rights. I deserve second helpings. Oh, man. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. What? I ain't no puppet.
People say they wish their pets could talk. I'm like, think about it. They know all the weird stuff you do alone in your house. If they could talk, they could blackmail you easily.
I think if your cat would talk, it would just be like, dude, could you stop working for 5 minutes? Just seriously. Be like, dude, seriously. I have to have a work intervention. Bum, bum, bum.
Thank you for your support.
Go.
Raptor Moan here.
Hey,
Long time no see.
What's up?
Thought I'd pop in while adjusting animation timings.
Nice.
How are you doing?
I'm alive. What's up? Hope you're doing well. Adjusting animation timing. Fun never ends, huh? Oh, God. No, man, it's difficult. Now, you had to do that. You had to wait for to get, like, some of the vocals done for a cartoon, and you literally animated it before you even had the thing and then had to adjust everything afterwards. It was a backwards way of doing it, but it took extra time. It's annoying. Good luck. Julie Madwitch, what's up? I'm going to get on my quiz, make everyone have an awesome day or night. There you go. Recommend, do your thing. Enjoy. Yeah. My tuxedo cat named what? Special Agent Boots. Dun, 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 dun. The man sweat scratches. It wasn't fast enough.
Have a cookie.
Go.
PG merch with I'm alive, please.
I'm alive? I'm alive. You got people looking at your shirt. What does that mean? It means I'm alive. But you're making me a little more dead inside. God, this is why I don't interact with public. I always feel like I have a snide comment to their everyday mundane conversational quips, you know? Like, it's just like, I'm just like, okay, you're coming at me with a conversation and this is what you bring to the table. Like, in real life, I feel like it should be a little bit more interesting, you know? Like, if you're going to comment on the shirt, at least, you know, have a working of what the shirt, you know, that kind of thing. You know, whatever. Well, he's just tapping buttons on her phone, controls, what? Yeah, pretty much. Just tap randomly. The kind of puppet you all isn't any prettier than the stringed marionettes. No strings attached, bro. I'm not a big fan of, I appreciate marionettes. I just don't like all the strings, you know? I feel like, you know, one wrong turn and they can strangle themselves, you know? It's very, very worrisome for me. Yeah, I don't know. It's just IRL conversations. You know, here's the thing about IRL conversations. I want to get into an intellectual discussion with somebody like from the get-go. But most people, you have this pleasantry kind of thing you got to go through where it's like, you know, hi, blah, blah, blah. How's your day? Let's talk about the weather and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And you got to talk with these people constantly just to get to that point where you have a really good conversation. Yeah, you can't just walk up to somebody and be like, hey, dude, you know, I've noticed this blah, blah, blah thing. And did you know about the whatever, blah, 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 of blah, blah, blah. And just let's have this philosophical talk of self-discovery and whatever. You know, people will be like, wait, what? Wow, you're so weird. It's like, I just met you and we're going to talk about weird stuff like that. What are you talking about? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, clearly you're not open to this. Yeah, I don't know. It's tedious. Let's see. Marionettes are creepy. I'd probably do the same whatever it comes to talk. Starting up cricket. Wouldn't all that work give you more to appreciate? Go. Oh, thanks for the follow. Yeah. Wouldn't all that work give you more an appreciation for the conversation when it happens? No, because I feel like if anyone I'm going to talk to who's relatively intellectual would dispense with the small talk and pleasantries because you just basically want to get something that's going to get the brain working as opposed to go through the mundane, everyday, tedious things that everyone knows about, you know? You know, again, it goes back to the thing that was going on. Oh, yeah, how's the weather today? Well, clearly I'm in the same climate as you, so it's fine. You know, can we talk about something interesting here? You know, and it gets it's so tedious when you get to that point. Just an introvert versus extrovert thing. I don't know. It kind of depends. I don't know. I feel like introverts want to talk about like real things. Like if they're gonna go out of their way to be an extrovert, they want to talk about something a little less mundane than, you know, weather or sports. I long for those conversations with people. Yeah, they're rare. They're more rare now than they ever were because it's like most people just, when you start talking, they just look at their phone. It doesn't matter. No, I'm hearing you. You know, and they're laughing at whatever memes they're seeing on the internet. It is rough trying to get into a conversation with somebody now. It really is. The only way you can get into a conversation with people is if they're looking at their phones and you're in the phone. That's how you do it. You know, you subvert the system. Oh, you're going to be distracted by your phone? Watch me. You know, that kind of thing. I'm just saying, it's the only way to do it. You're cutting out Garland for a customer. What, Judy Garland? What? You got to be more clear. My friend and I can debate with is coming back from leave Monday. What? Ow. Sports can be a deep topic with sports nerds. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a sports nerd, so it's just I would have to learn about it. I don't know. You can get into stats and all that other stuff, and I find the interesting thing when they really know the stats of like historically, and they're like, well, technically
Another
this would be a better
human for my
baseball
collection.
player. Yeah.
Hi, PG and chat. A bit late. Hope you're having a great weekend.
Yeah, a bit late. A bit. Yeah, so far so good. Oh God, we've been on for a bit. Yeah, but yeah, we'll wrap up when we wrap up. Can see how Dawn is doing. I'm sure me yelling in the other room isn't helping her headache. Sorry. My friend and I can debate with coming. Oh no, I read that. Thank you. I want to go through these. And I got a Psycho Stick album to listen to. I still, God, I got so much other things to do. Boom, 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 boom. Time to get to work. Well, time to get to work. Oh, yeah, you're streaming. Are you streaming? Are you doing it? Are you doing it? Are you doing it? Are you doing it? Evie, you streaming? You streaming? You streaming? Evie, you streaming? What's going on? You tell me what you're doing, all right? And then I will let you know what I am doing, okay? Bum, 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 bum. Trying to make sure I'm all good. Yes, you're streaming. All right, Evie Dimon going to be streaming. Evie Dimon is streaming. It's wonderful. Bloody Angel, how come you don't stream your cricket cutting? I've literally seen streams where people are just, 3D printing things. And yeah, they may have like 12 viewers, but still, it's something, right? I get it. Can't talk to people without mythology at work. Nobody wants to hear about. I can't even pronounce those names. Thoughts or even cool theories about the universe I've heard. Yeah. Oh god, dude. It's when you get into those like weird conversations, like I don't know, parallel universe Michio Kaku kind of conversations. It's people's faces glaze over, and it's just like, oh what? Huh? It's like, oh god. I know. Are aliens real? Well, I watched a show on History Channel called Ancient Aliens, so I think so. And oh my god, but why? It's not that really exciting. Well, it is if you got the right medicinals. You know what I'm saying? You don't think there's a portion of the internet that kind of just smokes up and watches things get 3D printed and laugh? There's something for everybody. Dude, look at it. Look at it. Goes back and forth. It prints it, man. That's kind of cool, right? Yeah, man. I'm going to sleep, man. And they leave you on. You just roll ads. That's how it works. That's how half the internet is right now. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Let's see. Read that. I read that. There we go. Boom. There you go. Do that for 420. There's your stream. That's your first stream. You call it bored? Get blasted out of your mind and watch 3D printing. I used to watch that before going to work some time ago. See, there you go. There's always somebody. What? It's fun. Oh, that's fine. Read that. All right, we're going to wrap up. EB, you streaming? EB, you streaming? Do it. Now I got to wait. I got to wait for them to be up, man, so we can raid. That's weird. I got this weird toenail falling off, It should have fallen off already, but I kind of glued it back on, so I'm just waiting for it to just pop off. You ever do that? You ever just have a toenail and it's just like, I'm going to fall off. I'm like, no. And it's a little annoying. It gets caught on socks and stuff. Yeah. Go.
To think that we are the only life forms in a vast infinite universe is egotistical. It's just aliens aren't visiting us.
Yeah, because they don't want to, because they're smart enough to know we're terrible.
I hid your car keys.
Go.
Take care, everyone. Jim, good vibes.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate. Thank you, Phoenix Monroe. Thank you. Sakura, what's up? Have a good rest of your day. We shall see. I got to do paperwork now. Boo. Boo. Paperwork. Boo. Boo. All right. Anyway. You gouged my thumbnail with a cutoff wheel. Waiting for the slides to be clippable. Yeah, right? Don't you hate that? Dude, it takes forever for nails to grow for some reason. That's why I'm trying to just sit and ignore everything and hang out in my room. Wait for my hair and my nails to grow out so I can look weird. Gotta fix plumbing and do yard work. Boo on both of those. Go.
Thanks for the stream, PG.
Yeah.
Hope you have a great rest of your week and see you Wednesday, Jim Love.
Yeah. Nice, thank you. We might do a late stream on Wednesday, I'll see. All right, Ibidim's ready. Earth isn't even a top 1 civilization. We're barely a civilization. Have you seen this planet? It's terrible. People always bickering. I want this. This is mine. I'm stealing this from you. Let's blow this up. That kind of thing. People are just all sorts of stupid up in here. You think higher intellectual beings from another galaxy are going to be like, hey, yeah, let's visit these animals. I mean, that's pretty much, I mean, look, okay, we managed to make neon bat signs. Okay, this is the apex of our technology right now. Look at that. Hey, look, they made really glowy bat signs to represent and glorify their vigilantes. Yes, they go around and they do not care about justice. They just take actions in their own hand. Yes, maybe we'll pass on this. I mean, these are our arts, the best of humanity has to offer. We literally write stories about people taking matters into their own hand. Yeah, okay. But anyway, always have a nice Sunday. Thank you. Unknown Mortis, appreciate. Certainly it's more physical and impossible for us to stop to visit. Yeah. Unless they're harvesting us for our adrenaline. I think that's a Hollywood thing. Let's see. Slapping people. What? Yeah, we were going to visit, but then we saw this guy slap some other guy on national television, so let's skip that. You imagine? Can you imagine aliens show up and all of a sudden somebody gets upset and goes up and slaps one of them? Oh, God. Don't do that. If aliens come to visit, unless they shoot first, be nice. Bump, bump, bump. All right. So, EB Demon going to be streaming. We got to get our outro thing going on. Outro thing. We're leaving by going outro. This place. As soon as I can find... My mouse cursor just doesn't want to be where it needs to be. It's so weird. Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. Everybody go. All right, we're going to read EB Demon right after this. EB Demon probably going to be doing art things and all that other fun kind of stuff. We got to do tons of work after this. Got to work on a card game. Got to go through the bins here. Maybe just some cool comic books. Who knows what's going to happen? You had a comic book done. It's already out there available for people who want to get it. If you didn't get it, can go look at it and see a thing. There's other stuff you're working on stuff too. We got a new cartoon coming out this week. Plus, we're going to do a stream on Wednesday. Dawn is streaming tomorrow, probably around 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, hopefully. Probably 6 o'clock. We'll see how migraines are going. So, Psychora streaming tomorrow whenever they do. So do a thing. I don't know, be well, stay safe. Rating Evie coming on up. And I'm eating pizza. That's it. Pizza.
This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang.